Welcome to the Inglorious Bards. I'm your humble Game Master Tom, and this is adventure number 80. We are excited to be coming to you live on twitch.tv/IngloriousBards every single Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. Pacific. If you're listening to us on a podcast or checking out some of our older videos, come join us live sometime and join the chat and say hi. We're also available on YouTube and on every podcast platform out there known to man. You can check out all those links on our website, ingloriousbards.com. Thanks again for all your support, for joining us in our adventures for sure. Right now, I want to give you a quick overview of where we're at in our campaign. There is an evil undead lord by the name of Skordrenar who has been slowly awakening from a 1,000-year sleep, which the heroes are doing their best to defeat. This undead lord wants to take over the world and swarm it with the dead. Right now, his armies are marching on the civilized kingdoms, and only the heroes stand in the way. There is a second enemy that is also plaguing the world, a group of golden armored warriors that go by the name of the Honorcrin that are also set to take over the world and invade it. The heroes are trying to find a way to defeat them at the same time. Right now, they have just teleported to beneath the city of Corindell, a city of wizards, here on this island of wizardry, in an attempt to gain some allies or see what the problems are or to run into even more trouble. We will find out what happens with that tonight. Let's do a quick introduction of who our heroes are, starting with our Mouseketeer, our Yosoki swordsman, who is, adept with the blade and very mobile in combat.
Sir Percy von Skeeton Never here is a protector of the King of Phaon, and he's always chivalrous, as they say, is saying after you and other taglines like that.
Great. And then we have our druid, the somewhat soft but direct-spoken Sildren, who, although a youngish man, is now the highest-rated druid, 5 stars, highest-ranked druid in all of the land, Sildren.
Yeah, Sildren, Elder Druid of the Varen, the occasional voice of reason, and perpetually annoyed.
And perfectly sitting next to him for that is Xander, our gnome sorcerer known for his fiery bloodline magic.
And occasionally witty retorts and usually annoying children at all costs.
Perfect. And the healer in our group is our dwarf Bali, who is good with heals and good with many other types of utility magic, burning the undead away. Bali.
Right, I keep watch over the group, keep them healthy, and onward we march to our destinies. Ho!
And with the group, it's normally in the front lines, sometimes skulking around in the shadows, is Palik, our halfling rogue. She is good at dealing devastating amounts of damage when the time is right.
I'm here for all of your debilitating needs.
And last and certainly not least is Yaru, or is it Master Yaru?
Undecided.
It is Yaru, who is a panther of catfolk descent, who is the monk of the group, able to perform crazy monk powers at range and race through the skies.
I will uphold the tenets of the three winds. Focus, power, and balance. As long as no one steps on my tail.
And those are our heroes on our adventure here deep within the campaign. And let's get a recap of what happened last week from Jeremy.
We went through the cave of the cave of mouths, the cave of faces, where we came out on the other side of the technical door and made our way past Lomtriel. We phased into a wall into a deeper cavern. This was supposed to have a ring of teleportation or some sort of a path that was going to let us get all the way down to Corindell and Azimere, way from North Navarre, where we were at Bottom Hill at the time. However, before we got there, we encountered Honorcrin that were already there, seemed to be guarding the place. There was a giant adamantine golem. There was a soldier and a warrior who was commanding these other folks who looks like they were trying to disable the gate that seemed to be where we were getting through when we were trying to reach it. Piercy quickly dispatched a lot of them and then tried to go through the gate his own, very separated from the group, as the rest of us took on the fight and fought our way through. Once we defeated them, we all followed Piercy because we did not go as a group. It seemed to be one after the other of getting ourselves into the gate. And when we made it into what we believe was Corindell, we walked into an area that had a giant sphere. There was a big gold sphere, probably about 6 feet across, hovering above the ground that was surrounded by a larger sphere, about 20 feet across-ish, that had some sort of a force field or a barrier that we couldn't get through. We did a lot of investigating and looked around to find any sort of clues or things that we could get in, but the one thing that kept happening was Piercy was just freaking out. He was doing everything he could to stop it, but wasn't listening to reason, wasn't listening to the group, and was not participating in it, all the way down to the point where Palik had to hog-tie him so that he would stop trying to break up the 3 statues that were there in front of this giant sphere. The statues looked familiar to us, by the way. One of them looked like the Scoriel Guild ghost that we found a couple of adventures prior. And we believe that this was the remains or the remnants, or at least homages to the Trinal, the 3 wizards that were responsible for creating Scourgeonar and for stopping him in the first place. Anyway, we found a few rings that were there that seemed to shape according to our size, and Xander, Palik, Yaru, and Sildren each put one of the rings on, like an armband, that absorbed into our bodies and skin, causing us to have this drained effect, but it did allow us to pass through the force field. When we got inside that larger bubble, both Palik and Xander were freaking out emotionally, and they were just feeling all of these waves of different levels of emotion, some good, some bad, but everything was just tumultuously affecting us. Yaru and Sildren seemed to be unaffected by them. A couple of times we debated who was going to touch the sphere because there was nothing else that we could see that would do anything to it. We tried attacking it, we tried casting some spells at it, nothing happened. And finally, stepping up for the group and saying his goodbyes to Shunka, Sildren reached out and touched the sphere and deactivated it. The whole thing dropped itself down. It kind of folded in on itself into this large golden spike and fell to the ground. And right when Sildren was reaching down to pick it up, a golden shaft of light shot down into the courtyard that we were from, and literally we stopped it right there. So that's where we left off. We're about to get killed in the future, so with that told, let the adventure begin!
In the lower section of this underground, ruined, abandoned, basement-ish area with statues and a crazy mechanical, magical sphere that has been removed, as we mentioned by Sildren. You heroes are gathered, catching your breath, still looking perhaps a bit warily at your dwarf and Yosoki champions who've been having some trouble, but they seem a little bit more calm now.
Oh, that's right. Bolly, you too. You also went crazy. Guys, that's in the recap. Go check that.
Yeah. This golden shaft of light comes streaming down. This is not the first time you have seen such a shaft of light before. And from this shaft of light, you see a image of a figure appear. Standing and taking shape on the ground with you is a golden armored knight who you have seen before. It is one of the commanders of the Honorcrin, the race that live in another realm that are making their way here to your world. Second Calibret Anire stands before you. He stands before you at the same time, but also has a very waving, ethereal look to him, as though he's somewhat incorporeal. And he steps just slightly out of the shaft of light, with looking a little transparent and wavy. And he looks at all of you. And there's just this moment of silence.
Xander prepares to cast, like just already has that elemental toss ready to just cast a spell as soon as there's any motion.
The Wavering Spear has been a powerful tool that appears to have come to an end. Just like your world.
You yourself have been a pretty powerful tool, Anaya.
He steps back into the shaft and goes away. Damn it! I need better material. Come on!
They're owning me down there.
The next day, oh, I should have said this back to him. Oh,
Wasn't
Effects of
prepared for a
critical
battle of
bon
wits,
mot.
were you?
Bonmo, yeah.
Second Calibret
yeah.
Anire. As I am Sildren, as you well know, and you know who the rest of us are, and you have plagued us long enough. You need to now retreat, seek your own world, and if you do not, then leave Varen alone. Once Scourginar's threat is ended, I will come to the 11th span, and I will destroy any possibility of your return to Varen. And every single Honorcrin that gets in the way of that. You have plagued our land long enough. Be gone or die.
He raises an eyebrow, a respectful, eyebrow.
Leek's gonna step forward with those golden sashes, those bloody golden sashes. Throw them at his feet and spit on him. Or better yet, how about you show yourself right now? Now cut that grin right off.
I have learned at some pain not to underestimate you again. But I fear you have not learned that lesson with me. You didn't think we would leave the Wavering Sphere. You didn't think we would leave the Wavering Sphere so lightly guarded, did you? That you could just so easily get through a small token force to destroy it? My time with getting in your way is not quite done, Sildren, the Elder Druid. For you see, several of you are now infused with the sphere's power. Those bands. Sildren sits down. Those bands you placed upon you that have been now infused within your body, that is raw power from my realm. The power that will slay each of you, the 4 of you who've placed that upon you. 1 week from now, you will die. So perhaps instead of boasting, Sildren the Elder Druid, you will listen for once in your life. For what I have to tell you is, your world is ending and only the Honorcrin can save it. But there are rules, and we cannot easily make our path here.
What was that message, Santa?
I'm listening. I'm just waiting.
That spike, he says, pointing to the spike in Sildren's
Yes.
hand, that spike that was contained within the sphere, it has binding magic to the power that is infused within you. And it is forced to obey laws of magic from our realm that when that spike is used, you will be released from this power that will kill you all. So here is what you will do. You will take that spike. You will strike it into the ground of one of the most powerful kingdoms you have in your world, the kingdom of Calavier. I believe there is a king or queen there of some repute. When you do so, many legions of Honorcrin will then be allowed to come through. We will take command of this city, this capital, then this kingdom, and then we will defeat this undead threat against your world. We will show our strength. We will show our compassion. And you will do this for two reasons. Because your world is gone without us. And because the only way to save your own lives is to complete this task with the spike. And so perhaps now you will not underestimate the Honorcrin. He steps back into the light then and fades away. The golden shaft
I
disappears.
should have given him the message.
He wasn't really here. I don't think.
Yeah, that message.
And I'm not sure exactly what would have happened, but I think there's going to be a better time for the message from Narcadian for him.
And I'm not sure I believe what he just said.
Of course not.
I don't know. He seemed pretty sincere about it.
He's as Yaru put, a giant tool.
There's
Nothing
no
more.
doubt there. But if he
Tools
does, if this is true about the binding of the magics and your demise in a week, I'll do what I can. But I don't know. I don't know these magics. I don't know if I'd be able to dissuade them.
Maybe the wizards here, they know something.
We are in Azimere. And we need to speak to the wizards as it is.
Bolly, with the realization of such a death clock, if you will, wishes to undertake some sort of examination to determine if there is in fact a ticking time bomb, if you will, that will cause the destruction of these individuals.
Bali sits down, starts doing some prayers, and may make a religion check after I reveal one behind-the-scenes thing that'll really get your goat.
Oh.
The sphere, according to my notes from last week's adventure, only required 3 people with it to get it open. There were 4, and you did 1, you did 2, and then you immediately jumped to 4. Thought that was kind of interesting.
You dicks.
It's really a good thing there were like all the rings. Like all the rings we could possibly want were there.
Bali, religion roll.
Religion roll. That's a pretty good roll. Take that plus that is 50 even.
With a total of 50 on religion.
Wow.
Jeez. Remember when like 24s were huge successes?
Yes.
With a 50 religion roll, you look inside yourself and pray to your God, and you sense there is something amiss within the core essence of where the magic connects to you. You still have full control of your faculties, full control over your magic, but there's something else there, very subtle, very hidden, and you would never have sensed it did you not take this particular, were you not alerted to it and then taken this extra effort.
And I don't know if it matters. I'm not one who actually donned one of the rings, so this is me examining.
Oh,
something
no.
else.
Yeah. Then say it. We'll say it for someone else then. yeah.
Okay, all right. I do sense something, but I don't know what.
Well, as it is, we have little time to waste anyways. So regardless of the truth of it or not, we move forward. And Soldrin heads, I guess through the doorway.
Yeah, you go to the small corridor and the doorway that had this field of energy blocking it. There is no field anymore. Beyond that is a storage area basement with lots of wooden barrels and crates, some hay to stack stuff on, bags of burlap, just general stores with a old but well-maintained wooden staircase that leads up into some area proper.
Bali takes advantage of the distance between everyone and quickly chants out a spell. It'd be precursors of the spell. Everyone, just a moment here. I've got some magic, some wayward to fix, if you will, that I want to deal with before we go on. And Bali casts Moment of Renewal. And again, there's that peaceful essence, there's a campfire, and we take rest for essentially a day. This will affect the drain conditions and remove them.
Your DM
outright.
has a question.
Yes.
So I just want to make sure you're casting a spell that puts all effects on the players to accelerate 24 hours.
No, because that's what I just read. It says it does not shorten the time of active spells. It removes the ones that would naturally
Okay,
disappear.
just making sure.
Yeah.
And you
Now
have
we've
one
got
less
6 days.
You're welcome.
And so everyone heals for 1 day's worth of rest, whatever that is for all of you.
The drained condition for those of us with the band, though, that was a permanent effect. Is
No,
that
the
right?
No.
hit
Just
point
negative
damage
5
is-
hit
Hit point
points.
damage was permanent. Okay.
Correct.
Whew.
There's that.
What if we were to solve our undead problem before this week expires? That's a long shot, but it's a long shot solving that problem in the first place.
Or we go directly to the 11 span and deal with it there.
How many Onokron are there, though? I mean, can take a bunch, but if there's legions, how do we deal with that?
Well, we're very good at sneaking around and not being noticed.
Some of us are.
With master plans.
Natural health regeneration, how is it calculated?
Yeah, I think it's. Gee, I can't remember. It's Constitution. I'll look it up while you
I
guys
think it's
talk.
Constitution plus your level, but
I think we must first speak with the Council of Azimere. To
Yes.
introduce ourselves, to reintroduce yourself, possibly, Sildren, but also we must send word to the great nations of this land. Now that the Wavering Sphere is defeated, hopefully their resolve has been restored.
indeed.
If not, I have words for them.
Answer to hit points. It's your Constitution modifier, minimum of 1. Whatever Constitution modifier is times your level. So whatever that is times 18
Times, not plus.
times.
Oh,
Can I use my constitution for everyone for
No.
quick math?
Sure. What's your Constitution?
It's a +4.
Yep,
so-
that seems good.
all right.
Done.
I'll
Fully
do the
healed.
quick math on my end then,
72.
I will tell you I'm healed.
or I'll let you.
So yeah, we're coming up out of the basement.
You come up out of the basement. You find yourself in a kitchen, a nicely stocked kitchen with the latest and greatest appliances of a medieval style setting. So great pots and a big washing bin and
Guillotine.
all the stuff you need. But there's no
candles.
food. There's nothing cooking. It's quiet, and you don't hear any voices. There are 2 doors. There is a thick door with some cool air coming through the crack, and then there is a more fancy looking dark reddish door.
Do we have an idea of what time of day it is?
Xander goes to the.
I don't even think so, no.
Okay.
If it was 3 o'clock in the Nexus, it'll be 5:06.
Yeah, I don't think the Nexus is on GMT. What was Xander doing?
Xander is actually going to go check the door with the cool breeze.
Okay.
To take a look outside and kind of determine the time of day.
All right. You grab on the handle. The door will not budge.
Can I push?
No.
Am I just pulling the wrong way?
Is there a locking mechanism on the door?
You check. There is no locking mechanism on the door.
It just seems a bit quiet here.
How are you feeling?
Who?
You.
Me?
You were a little crazy not
Why?
that long ago.
When?
Remember when I had to tie you up
No.
you were trying to kill a statue?
What?
Uh,
I'm just here with y'all. Did we win?
Hmm.
you don't remember?
In a sense.
You ran away from the fight.
What?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Sir Percy von Skeeter-Lever never runs from a fight.
Okay.
He never von Skeeton leaves.
Got a skeet and go.
So it's doors.
Sildren, by the way, in the kitchen finds himself a hero point from that fun speech he delivered to him. All
Thank
right.
you.
Nice.
I guess that means we're going to need lots of hero points. Handing him out that easily.
Yeah. Might as well just use one already.
Xander detects magic.
Xander, you detect magic all around you, particularly around the door. Definitely on the other side, on that door, this exterior-looking door, and definitely beyond the dark red door. And make an Arcana roll, please.
Yeah, we're going to go straight down the middle with 41.
Okay, with a success, you identify this as specifically because you are also an expert, a legendary expert in Azimere lore. So this is his time to shine.
Wow.
And I think he took a feat that he is known throughout the world as like the expert
Correct.
of Azimere lore.
Legendary professional.
Yeah.
Someone says Azimere.
And yet it's the first time he's ever been here.
He's been reading a lot of books.
Yeah, he's just the only. That means he's the only one in Wikipedia making the entries. Xander, you recognize not only that there is magic, you recognize that you are within a special guild of magic right now, known as the Shifters Guild. Sorry, the Guild of Shifters. With their style of magic being making augmentations to change a trait of something, particularly when there's two, so you can swap the two traits of whatever those things might be.
And this appears to be their location, like the guild house?
Yep.
Okay.
Jeremy's voice is a little robotic.
Oh, let's
Staticky.
pop the interface and turn it back on.
Stand by. Here we go. Now we're back.
All right, so how do we sound now? Testing 1, 2, 3.
Jeremy?
Now in the house of the Shifters, the guild house. That's what I found.
Sildren knocks.
You knock. There is no answer.
Bleak will go to the other door.
Okay.
The red door. Is that locked as well? the
It
same
is
way?
not locked.
Okay. Go through it.
You go through it. Oh, and I said it was dark red. It's beyond dark red. It's one of those John Wick Russian red plushy doors with the little pin type things in it. There you see a luxuriously cozy study with lined with books, lots of plush chairs, and a magical lamp sitting next to it. A beautiful window of nighttime. It was asked what time of day. You can see a beautiful view of a window out there. It looks like something where a bunch of old British guys in Africa would gather, or no, they do in England, talking about their African conquest and all that type of thing. You know,
Like the
those
Gryffindor common
yeah,
room or
yeah, yeah. Definitely has that vibe to it.
Tigers.
Is there anybody in there?
Africa.
There is no, let me double check. There is no one going, no, there's no one else here. There's books, lots of books. There are no doors that you see either. Just the window, the chairs, there's a cabinet, and that's it. And there's no sounds other than the crackling of a fire, which is fully going in a fireplace.
It's in the cabinet.
You go over to the small cabinet, has some glass in there. You open the glass little doors. You see there are glasses within there, and there are a whole bunch of different bottles of fine liquor in there.
Malik, this is not an area to
I'm not
be
gonna-
overly.
Can I have a beverage?
No.
Why not?
Xana, why don't you make her something? You're
We're
the
in
alcohol
a-
guy.
Wizard's study.
I am.
You do not want to drink anything in this. It may not be what you believe.
This one tastes like lemons.
Xander detects magic again.
Xander, you detect magic and sense as you are detecting and you go to different parts of the room. There is an invisible object hidden between two bookcases on one wall. So it's a big bookcase, a gap, and another bookcase. And right in that gap is some sort of invisible object.
Like covered by an illusion, like an illusory spell, or
Yes.
the object itself is.
Well, either one of the two. You're not sure.
Okay. I think I found something. Xander's gonna go over there and try to get it, grab it. Feel its aura.
You are able to touch some small little stand, and as you do, a metal stand about 4 feet high appears, and on it is a metal dial that looks kind of old and worn, that has like a single prong, like a thin arrow attached to that dial, and there are 3 different words that it can be moved to. One of which it currently is pointing at says secure, another one says quiet release, and another one says access.
Do they have similar symbols as we've seen before?
No.
Where did the pedestal pop up? Is like dead center of the room?
It was hidden invisibly in between these 2 bookcases.
Okay, so when I flipped whatever switch it was,
You didn't flip any switch, you just touched it and felt it, and when you touched it, it made itself appear.
Got it. Thank you. The dial is secure, quiet release, and access.
Correct.
What is it pointing to right now?
Secure.
Pointing to secure.
Polly is stretching out at the fireplace.
It is warm and it is cozy for sure. You see, as you're stretching out, there are all sorts of interesting, maybe kind of to you, maybe very interesting to other academics. Lots of books of magic, different schools and traditions of magic, scrolls, like doctoral theses people have put together, all just crammed and stacked in here. You get the vibe that this is where high members of the guild can relax and dump all over the lower ranking members of the guild.
Piercer grabbed one that says, "It's flat, damn it."
I did not. I'm still drinking that lemon, whatever it is.
Pledge.
I think I want to turn this dial. And Xander's going to turn it to quiet release.
You go to quiet release.
Not me.
Nothing happened, and then you're actually able to press in the dial, and then it gets locked into place. And as you do so, just above where this little pedestal is between the 2 bookcases, appears, where there was just a stone wall, a metal grate that then flops down with a hole in it, almost like an air duct vent, but it's much more secure and within the wall itself. So it's a couple feet up, it's a couple feet wide and deep, and it goes and disappears.
After you.
Xander will start heading in.
Illegal.
All
Oh,
right.
We're just crawling in. Are you Bruce Willis?
Xander is standing fully upright.
It's here
in
for a
there.
reason.
Yippee-ki-yay.
Xander climbs in, Palik falls in behind him, and they go skittering down.
Yeah, Percy's up there too.
And this is what we're okay. This is
What?
what we're doing. I was just getting comfortable.
Why are we? Okay.
You
Yaru will go last, so he's like pushing Bali.
Oh yeah,
ass
potbelly
into
Bali.
the duct.
You gotta get him in. Oh no!
Come on. Oh, that feels good. Okay.
I grab a log and start poking him with fire.
That's right, glutes has been giving me some troubles.
Xander, going first, you are walking through a small little cramped corridor, hearing cursing, dwarven cursing behind you in the distance. And then it suddenly goes down, 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 down at a steep angle, and you find yourself sliding and sliding and sliding, and then dropping out, hitting another vent that swings upwards for a few seconds and spills you into another room. Behind you comes the strange sound of Palik as she comes sliding down. What does that sound? Wee! That is a weird sound.
It was really weird in my ear.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And Palik comes sliding out, bangs open the vent momentarily, and lands between your legs like Romancing the Stone.
Nice.
Nice.
Need to watch that.
So it really is like we've been going through like air duct vents?
Just one side. Oh, and by the way, you hear another strange sound coming right behind you as well.
What's this? Start backing up.
I'm hoping I get Kathleen Turner.
What's the sound, Tim? Oh. And Piercy comes flying out, banging open the vent, and tumbling and striking a pose as he lands easily.
Exactly. And I have panache now.
Finishing move, can't help it. I have panache.
Just gives himself an ash. Sweet, you deserve it.
Then Sildren comes through.
Uh-huh.
And that's what he says as soon as he arrives. Very dramatically. Uh-huh. And bringing up almost the rear is Bali comes awkwardly, like there's maybe yelling and then like a stop, and then there's more yelling.
I don't pin that way.
God, suffocating in here.
We're supposed to go one at a time, not together.
It's locked from the other side. There's no air.
Roll over.
What you're doing is voluntary, Yaru.
It started off that way, sure. I'm falling
Flared
over
base.
again.
After the fourth time, it's not curiosity anymore.
Take my
Is that
lives.
the rule?
And Bali and Yaru also stumble out together in a big heap, and you are all in this room.
I should have teleported.
Now that no one's landed on top of me, Xander wants to take a look around and see what the room looks like.
Sure. This is a circular room, about 30 feet in diameter. It has a metal circle floor that takes up most of the room, and maybe the last 6 feet around the edge is a stone floor. So big metal disc on the floor. You see there is a metal box attached to a wall. There are no doors, there are no windows. There is some message that's inscribed magically with magic lit up words on one of the walls, not far from that metal box. There is a window here, a glass window, but it is just a glass window that is hovering in space, kind of in the center-ish of the room, and it's just lightly floating up and down. There is also a floating in the middle of this room. No, this one's on a pedestal. Is a fire, a magical flame that's going up. So there's the little magical elements that are in this room. You see there is a blob of water also in the room with something within it. You see a thing of shadowy cloud that's also hovering over in the room. And then you see a lantern that's also hovering in the room, giving off light. In the middle of this room also is another small little pedestal about 4 feet tall, 3 to 4 feet tall. It has a dial on there as well with a little button, part of that dial, and then several words on it.
And that one is visible.
Yes.
Where did we land when we came out of the vent area? Are we on the side of the room, on the stone area, or are we like on the metal disc in the middle?
You spilled out next to the lantern.
Right next to the lantern. Okay.
I hate this place.
Why?
Nothing makes sense.
Well, we just got to look around. And Xander pops up and walks over to the metal box and the writing that's written on the wall.
All right.
We had a nice fire before. Now you don't have, fire.
There's a fire right
There's
there.
a fire right there.
Wally goes over to the lantern wherever the fire is.
No, there was a fire.
There's a little
floating.
magical fire just in the middle of
Wally
the air.
sets down, plops down, and just warms himself
All
next
right.
to this floating fire.
Xander, you see there are words written magically next to this tall metal box. It's more like a wardrobe type metal box, by the way, in shape, against the wall.
Narnia.
Xander, the words, though, are written in Old Byzrin, a very old language. I do not know if you know that language.
I do know Old
Oh,
Byzrin.
all right.
Yes, I know Chalorn. I've been using Chalorn for so long. My Old Byzrin's a little rusty, but I do know it.
All right. It reads the following. Advanced exam. You must pass through the door to complete this assessment. Understanding how to shift your world to meet your needs is key. Destruction of test materials permitted. Failing this test will lead to your harm.
Harm? Oh,
Charm.
Yeah, I don't like the only thing I heard is harm.
oh, sorry. You can't read this. This is an advanced exam. It says that we must pass through the door to complete the test. We can destroy materials as needed to do that, and if we fail the test, it will cause us harm. Easy.
So literally only the last word. Got it. Okay. I used to be a teacher.
I take really bad notes.
All right. Xander goes to the pedestal.
All right. Xander goes to the pedestal. The pedestal has words on it as well. The words are in relation to the different items I just mentioned, of which there are 6 arranged in a rough hexagonal pattern. Is that a word? Hexagonal? Hexagon pattern?
Hexagonal.
Hexagonal, thank you. Hexagonal pattern. And it's the names, so the nouns of these different objects, but there's also an adjective that's connected to each of these objects that is on the dial itself. And I have a visual aid for you guys.
Yay.
I have a visual aid. I'll see if this translates at all to anyone checking this out on video. We'll see. It's this concept here where we have our different objects. And then in the middle, we have the dial itself. I have
I was looking at the screen. I was like, where is it?
I have 2 of these, so maybe one on each end of the table. You guys can share in the middle somehow.
Getting so much more complicated. We get more and more puzzles now.
There we
That's
go.
what level 18 does to you.
So you have these different things at the dial has an arrow where it's pointing to by default, right? And that's essentially, we'll just call that north for now. And what does that read? Metal is the adjective, and it's pointing to the box device that's over there. To the, what is that, like 2 o'clock position to the right of that is, what's the object? Fire.
Yeah.
And then the word is scalding. And then further going around the clock to like the 5 o'clock position is prism.
Cold.
And that is actually the dark, shadowy cloud. You don't see anything there at all but a dark cloud.
Okay.
At the 6 o'clock position is the lantern. And what is the adjective on the dial?
Bright.
Bright. And then around the 8 o'clock position is
Key.
key. That is the blob of water, about maybe 2 feet in diameter, just floating. And then at the 10, 11 o'clock position is what? Window, and that has the word of glass. And that is what you see. Oh, also, Xander, when you went to the pedestal, stepping on the metal disc that is on the ground that makes up the majority of the floor, the whole thing starts to vibrate slightly and has an ominous hum about it.
Oh dear. Okay. Can I step off of the pedestal?
You step off, and it winds down and becomes quiet.
Okay. And I was the only one on the pedestal, right? Everyone else
Correct.
was standing around? Okay. See puzzle. Okay. Okay. Everyone sees what I see? See the pedestal? See the things?
Yeah.
Yes.
Ace.
Okay. I'm gonna do something real quick. Hold on to your butts.
What?
Xander's gonna take the center dial and turn it 1 click clockwise, so that the word glass is now pointed at box, metal is pointed at fire, scalding is pointed at prism, cold is pointed at lantern, bright is pointed at key, and floating is pointed at window.
You know, I should have made one for me.
So what do you have here?
I just turned it one dial over to see what happened there.
there.
Correct.
Okay, got it, and got it. Okay. All right, you spin it there, and you just need to press the button on the dial.
There's a button.
Are you sure?
Careful.
I don't like it.
What would you want to turn it to?
I don't know yet.
We're trying to open the door, and there's no door that we see. Is there any door in the room, like around the edge of the wall?
Negative.
Okay, great. I want to make sure I didn't miss it in my notes.
Can you just? I hate to ask you this, but can you describe the room one more time?
Sure.
With items?
Circular room. It has at the 12 o'clock position against the wall is a metal box wardrobe type thing. And then we have these different objects that are around this circular area in the middle. So box, then fire,
Prism.
a prism, which is actually a cloud of shadowy stuff, lantern, key,
and
window. And then in the middle of this room on this disc is this pedestal as a dial. And it has adjectives that move with the dial.
Please, can we go up to the metal box?
Okay.
What happens when she touches it?
You reach out to touch it with your hand. Nothing happens. You see there are no hinges of any kind and no access.
So it's just literally a metal.
Yep.
Is it a key? You said it's a wardrobe, so it's like a rectangle.
Yes.
And is it attached to the wall?
It does not appear to be attached to the wall.
Is there any, can I just by looking without trying to move it? Is there anything behind it?
You look and see there is nothing. There's no gap.
So it's curved.
No,
to
no.
match the room.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, curved.
Okay.
No, it's on the wall.
And the window, the glass. How far off the wall is that floating?
Geez, maybe 8 feet off the wall.
And how high is it off the ground?
5 feet. Single pane of glass, and it even has like a white old-fashioned house border around it, frame around it.
So full on looks like a window, but you can't see anything through it. It's just glass on the other side. Just like
You can see right through it.
You can see right through it.
But
okay.
it's hovering within the room.
I don't know what any of that means.
Can we swap? Can we exchange? Can we swap the quality, the things, the box and the key, the fire and the lantern,
Can,
prism and the
you mean?
window?
I think they're. So as I understand correctly, the writing that's on the pedestals is just on there. They're not like buttons or things that can be shifted around. The only thing that moves is the dial.
The dial, which has the adjectives on the dial that move.
But I think what Piercy is thinking of moving the actual objects.
Yes.
Yes.
Moving them across the room.
Yes.
Okay.
You said there's some sort of magic here that can maybe switcheroo the things.
Xander will detect magic real quick.
Okay. You detect magic all around you
All
in so
around me.
many different forms.
What's the strongest one?
Alteration.
Alteration magic. Okay. Where is that?
Everywhere.
The whole thing is alteration.
So many spots.
This skilled. The switchers are switching. Okay. So, Piercy, you want to start moving things around? Is that what you said?
I think so.
How do we move some of these things though?
I don't know.
Xander will go to the window and see if he can just push it. Does it float across the room? Can he carry it elsewhere?
Oh, you're gonna try and move
Grab
it
the mirror
and move it.
just
Okay.
Move it somewhere else.
All right. Xander, you grab onto the mirror and
window, sorry.
the window. Thank you. And there is a quick movement of the disc, and a violent discharge launches out from the disc to blast you. I need you to make the most dangerous saving throw you have ever made. This will be a special type of saving throw. It is a reflex saving throw. Any modifiers you have can't apply to any items or anything like that, but there are no automatic upgrades from critical fail to fail or success to critical success like that.
Okay.
And your target number is 43. And it is also a succeed, take half damage. Critical succeed, take no damage. Fail, take full damage. And full damage is 300 points of damage.
Okay. Something to be aware of.
Wow, that's a lot of damage.
Not move shit.
That is a 13 plus a 29. That is a 42.
Okay, you needed a 43.
Oh God! Should I hero point? I'm gonna hero point this.
I guess.
For freaking 150 points of damage versus 300 points of damage. That's an 11 instead of a 13, so I am lower now at a 41.
Zap! Xander is hit and collided with some amount of force damage, and not electrical, but force damage blasts Xander and sends him flying and crashing against the wall. And Xander takes 300 points of force damage and is now dying.
Malik will run to his side. Not able to do anything. Molly! Help fix him!
I'll be right there.
He's still warming himself.
Piercy goes over to Xander and uses his healer's gloves
Okay.
to revive him a little bit at least.
Clear.
Yeah. And those are
You've never given up on anything in your life. You're not about to now.
46 plus 50. Okay.
No, Piercy, he doesn't need CPR. Piercy.
Was that an Abyss reference?
It was.
Wow.
Yeah, 12.
Oh, I go deep with my Abyss references.
We'll stop there for tonight. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Next show at
Appreciate it.
8
I gotta
p.m.
go. I can't be here.
That's 27.
27.
27,
That's
okay.
enough to have Xander blinking.
What happened about me?
You lose the dying condition, gain the wounded one.
You touched that glass. You tried to move it. Don't do that again.
I know.
Scary.
Yeah, yes, rest here. Piercy wants to go to the pedestal.
How many hit points you got, Piercy?
He can't die, remember?
We're about to put
He
that
just
to the
runs around.
test.
Touch, 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 touch.
Use. He wants to see if the middle dial can be picked up, removed.
The dial cannot be picked up. It
Okay.
spins,
It
and
only
it
spins.
does this kind of clicking sound, so it falls into position. And it looks as though once you get into a position, you just need to push the dial in as a button to make it do something.
Does it look like? Does it look like the words on the dial are permanent? Or are they like?
The words on the dial are adjectives, and they
Yeah.
are permanent.
Okay.
And then there are words that are on the pedestal
Right.
that are locked in place, whereas the dial, the words move with it.
Right.
So adjectives move, the noun stays.
So it doesn't look like anything on the dial or the pedestal can be modified. or
Correct.
changed.
Can the dial find a middle position?
No, that's that clicking, and it gets
gotta
into
be
spot.
detents.
There we go.
Huh.
They can't all be perfect, but we should try some.
I don't know how to do what I want.
Well, if a key is metal, the lantern has glass, the prism could be floating, a fire is bright, the box, which is made of metal, could be cold.
But the window scalding? No.
I don't know.
There had to be scalding at one point to make the glass.
Pleek says, nowhere near that metal disc, by the way. Right at the edge, but not stepping.
Do you want me to try?
No. You're grounded.
I think it's only fair, since I am the one that is immortal here, that I tried the next one.
I hope you get it right and prove your point.
He will be insufferable.
What would be the
How would that
difference?
change, right?
Piercy's looking at the dial, looking at the objects.
Spin it.
Pick
Like
one.
the game of life. Just.
It's going to land on bankruptcy.
It's gonna land on pain.
Ooh, I'm a father again. Great.
Can
What?
Game of life.
Game of life.
Oh, God.
Sorry. There's another one.
Bully,
That's a different game.
Bully casts a spell if Piercy is going to be doing it. Bully casts a spell on Piercy. And nothing odd or unusual, just some weird random runes seem to float around you at this time.
Oh, okay. Can the pedestal itself be rotated, moved?
No. And Bali, if it's a leveled spell, you need to not roll a 1 with that curse that's on you.
It's 24 hours. Is that a condition or an active spell?
It's an active spell.
All right.
16.
Fine. Okay.
Is the so the dial is now with pointing metal towards fire, correct?
No.
'Cause
As soon as you let go, it rotates back into the box metal original position.
is it depressed at the moment?
No.
Just a little sad.
Anxious. Piercy then simply just pushes down on it the way it is.
Piercy presses on the button. There is a click, and nothing happens. The floor is still vibrating slowly with an ominous hum.
Bali, is that fire? Do you feel heat off that fire?
It feels rather scalding.
It's got some heat to it, yeah? I'm not going to move it about.
No. I just wanted to see if you felt heat from it. Sometimes magical fires, they don't,
Oh, yeah.
you know.
Is the lantern lit?
It is giving off a rather large amount of bright light.
And what's in the key? Describe the key.
You look, you see no key. You see a blob of water just undulating. That's another Abyss reference. Blob of water undulating, and you see there is an old-fashioned looking metal key floating within this blob of water.
So it is floating.
That's the original position, right?
Yeah.
Make the water scalding. Scalding water is hot, but it also steams away.
We'll put some fire on it. You're the only one that can do that.
I don't want to actually infect these things.
Piercy turns the dial.
Well, yeah. You as he's doing that, is there anything in the prism?
You see no prism. You
the
see a
cloud.
cloud of black.
Is there any? We can't see through.
Cannot
it?
see through it. You could physically reach, though.
Actually, is it a magical darkness in that cloud?
Was that this close?
Yeah.
Bally's going to go over to the cloud. Can he see into the cloud?
You see nothing in the cloud.
Make it glass.
Is it because it is dark and I cannot see?
It is just a shadowy blob that you cannot see.
So just pressing on this
I
part,
like
this particular
Xander's
part,
idea.
with greater dark vision,
Mm-hmm.
I would not be able to
You
penetrate. it.
cannot penetrate
Okay.
this.
Piercy heeds Xander's idea.
Yay!
Turns, basically turns metal towards lanterns, so everything is at a
You're turning metal to lantern?
yes.
So,
So,
the box is
180
bright.
degrees. I'm rotating the dial.
Fire is floating, the prism is glass, the lantern is metal, the key is scalding, and the window is cold.
Okay.
And I press down.
And you press down. As you press down, there is a zap on Piercy. You need to make a reflex saving throw. 43.
43.
And no big adjustments.
Reflex saving throw. I'm going to, before I roll, use Charmed Life to gain a +2.
Go for it.
And
Plus,
kind of knowing this was going to happen, can I have cast guidance on him?
Sure.
As well? It'll give you another +1.
okay, so that's +3. Plus, I have still +1 to all rolls from my blessing from Phaon.
That +1 would be we'll say a circumstance bonus, and I don't know what kind of bonus. Some of these I don't think are going to stack correctly.
Yeah.
Guidance.
Because there's different categories with Pathfinder.
It
Status,
doesn't
guidance, or item.
Status. Yeah, status.
So status and circumstance will work.
But then Tim has a third one.
Let me look it up real quick.
And the highest.
Charmed Life. It doesn't say. It just
What?
it's a reaction. Attempt a saving throw you haven't rolled yet.
Well,
Oh,
let's have the
plus
+2.
circumstance. Sorry.
Circumstance. So we take the highest circumstance. So King Phaon's does not kick in.
Okay. All right. So it's 2 and 1.
Yep.
So I got +3.
+3.
43 is your target number.
I need 43. Okay.
Piercy dives out of the way.
That's a 47.
Is a success.
Critical.
Not a critical. There's no staging up on this one, is what I
Yeah,
mentioned.
he said that. Oh.
You take 150
All right.
points. There is a yelp, I don't know, like a cat being like a Looney Tune character, apparently, with his butt on fire. And Piercy is quickly off of the metal plate, and the dial resets back to the original position.
There's a follow-up zap after you get zapped, and it arcs over, and Bali takes exactly 1/2 of that damage.
Whoa.
For 75 for both. of
Ooh,
us.
shared damage.
Yeah!
I know, right?
It's like coffee.
As Xander,
Eh,
yeah, you're wrong.
well,
That's,
that one.
that's twice.
That's twice.
So one
But
click.
the first one clicked, and it was fine, so we've got to do this multiple stepping through, right?
Yeah, so it's not metal on fire, it's not metal on lantern, it's not metal on box. We only have 3 more options.
Well, go again.
Metal on key.
Are you trying to find a pattern in this, or is it turn, slap, turn, slap?
The fire can be bright, the prism can be floating, the lantern has glass, the key can be metal, scalding window again, and the cold box. I think that's the way to do it.
Looking in the water, the floating key, can we tell its design? Is it metal? Is it glass? Is it copper?
It looks to be a wrought iron key that's floating within the water area.
Yaru will step up to the pedestal and hesitantly taking Xander's advice, will turn the center cog to metal key.
Metal and key. Got it. There it is. Got
and
it.
We'll prepare.
You
for the
press the button,
worst.
Yaru, is that correct?
Hold on.
Polly's getting back up. What?
Are you casting something, Wally? All right, Yaru presses the button. There is a zap, and Yaru is zapped. Reflex save 43.
Not sure this is. I don't like taking tests. Ooh, that's not great. That's a 41. I will use 1 hero point.
Yeah, it's 150 hit point, hero point
Gotta
potential.
wait for
Go ahead, roll
You're
it.
rolling.
It's a lot worse. I failed.
All right. You take 300
Yep.
points, and Yaru is left in a puddle of fur,
Yeah,
dying.
I'm D1 for sure.
Xander cast stabilize so that you don't continue to die.
All right, you are unconscious but no longer dying.
Cool.
You know what? There's another use for hero points we haven't done in forever. You guys remember that?
Yes, to bring
Two
one
to
back
bring
to
us
state.
back.
Oh, bring us
That's
You
right.
burn all one and all
Yeah.
of your hero points, and you come back. And with our house rule, you come back with 1 hit point
From dying.
from
From
dying.
dying, yeah.
Just FYI.
Yeah, I'm down.
Okay.
And it resets.
Yes.
Can't figure these out. Should be able to figure these out.
Walking up to the black. Is there any effect coming off of it? Is it cold?
It feels cold, and you can hear almost like a distant snowy blizzard sound coming from it,
From the lantern?
No, the prism.
From the prison.
Prison.
from the black cloud.
The black cloud.
What kind of
What
sound?
were the prism said? Good blizzard.
Blizzard.
But you cannot see it.
It does say the destruction of test materials is permitted.
Yeah, but if we destroy something that shouldn't be destroyed,
Yes.
we're gonna screw ourselves.
Xander moves
Police watching you closely.
off of the metal disc to the side of the room nearest the water.
Okay.
And just like Bleak said, Xander will cast Burning Hands at the water and the key to see if he might be able to steam the water away.
All right. You cast Burning Hands. Your magic lights upon it, but it goes around it and does not seem to affect it in any way whatsoever.
Okay. Well, that's not a thing.
What if you cast fire on the flame?
Like on the fire? Xander casts fire at the fire. Burning Hands again.
Stepping on the disc to do so.
No.
Xander casts flame on the flame, and you do not seem to affect it in any way.
Piercy. Piercy turns the dial. I have another idea.
Piercy, who has, all right, who's conscious, yes?
Yep, I have 201 hit points.
All right.
Got-
How many hit points
You're
does
not at
Bali have?
201.
No, I'm still unconscious.
Molly, can you heal her?
I'm trying to cast. People are touching things. It's getting very dicey in here.
I turn. Piercy turns
Our
the
kitty friend is
dial,
down.
the metal pointing towards window.
Metal pointing towards window. Okay.
Bali is presently standing next to Xander and casting heal on Yara.
And
All right, there's a heal coming to Yaru. More interestingly, though, there is Piercy, who is wounded. How many hit points does he have?
201.
He has 201.
201, slightly wounded. And you have.
Press.
All right.
Metal on window.
Metal, so you're looking for metal window.
Yes.
All right, you press the button. There is a rumble, and the word bright lights up,
Oh.
and the black cloud over the word prism disappears. And you see where there was a black cloud is a prism, looks like a tall 8-sided die that is bluish, and it has a little snowstorm, magical snowstorm just inside, like the most coolest snow globe you've ever seen. And it is very cold. And then the dial rotates back to the original position.
But it stays that way. It
And
doesn't
the
get black.
and the black cloud is gone.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I'm gonna do
Press
for each
it
of us.
again.
Before we proceed,
its-
my healing goes off successfully. Yaru, you are healed
Without
for
turning.
122.
Let me
No.
put it back where it was.
Hit points.
Because it reset.
Right.
Okay.
And
Xander,
press it
you
from
are
that position,
equally
'cause
hit
Now the prism's cold.
for
Lantern's
an
bright, key is
additional
floating, glasses window,
50
metal
healing.
box,
Ooh,
golden
thank
fire.
you.
It's now what it's supposed to be.
But the key
and
is
Yaru, you are also hit
just a water
with
water blob at the moment.
Still floating.
a 5-point
And it did
regen
exactly
over the
last
next
time you did that.
minute.
Great.
Which would be another 100 and something points.
Yeah, well, just do
You could
that.
turn
You
it
can
to
just
skull
sit
then.
out for
Oh
a
yeah,
minute.
you.
But didn't you
I wasn't
already
sure
do
what you were
that?
talking
Just
about.
multiply that by 6, so 15
Was
times
it
6.
already this
90.
way?
It was already that way once.
Add 90 more.
I'd
Okay.
say press
So you're at 212.
That's a
Confidence
good number.
is high.
It's a really good number.
All right.
So
what
what
are you
does
guys
Sylvan say?
doing?
I say press it in the position it's in.
The original position.
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go.
And Piercy, now it has reset. Metal is facing box.
Okay.
Piercy presses the dial in again.
In the default position,
Yes.
there is a click and nothing happens.
Worth a shot.
Oh, you looked like you were going to say something. Damn it.
I think we need to do something with the key or this water.
Yaru, you're now wounded 1.
Thank you.
Have we done cold?
Did that.
Yeah, Bleak will go up and turn the dial so box is floating. Glass is fire. Fire is glass.
Where's metal at?
Metal is pointed at Prism.
Yes.
Okay. So what's your goal?
To disperse the water from around the key.
And you're doing that with the adjective
Cold.
cold? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Palik lines up cold to key with this as that water, and you're pressing the button?
Yep.
All right. Reflex save 43 is not necessary as the water freezes over
Oh.
and becomes a solid orb of ice still suspended and floating in the air. And then the dial resets back to the normal position.
Oh.
Okay.
Press it again.
Press it in the
Yeah.
Yeah.
default.
Bleak
I mean,
gets
try
the
it.
hell off of the. Gets the hell back onto the stone.
Oh. And then Piercy presses it again in the default position.
All right. You press default position, and there's a click.
All right, so now it's frozen. We have a prism with clouds. What's next?
Oh, everything is. Maybe scolding now with the key to melt the ice and leave just the key.
It may turn it
Don't
back
look
to
at me,
water.
It is a thought.
You're
When
looking
I
at the
tried it
wrong
before,
guy.
I got zapped.
Right.
But things are different.
Yeah.
So
Things have changed.
let's just verify. We've had metal pointed at box, window, key, and lantern so far, correct?
Yes.
What's the plan? And Yaru was conscious again, I believe, now.
Yeah, I have. I'm
Have we
almost
done
back to
that?
full health.
No, we've not done that one.
Not done what?
Because the floating window may. I don't know.
Sildren's looking at pointing metal to fire.
Yeah, we haven't done that yet.
That was the first one we did.
McKee Bright.
Piercy takes Sildren's hand and
Nope.
bumps it down.
I'm not immortal. That was the one that got Xander blasted. Right?
Is it? Which one did Xander do that got
No,
blasted?
Xander did metal key, I believe.
Yeah, that sounds right. I think Xander did metal key. Cold box, bright fire, floating prism, glass lantern. Yeah.
I don't have the reflex for that, so.
I thought I did. Rolled a 2.
All right, so we have a prism. It's got a snow cloud inside of it. We now have a key frozen in ice. The box hasn't changed, the fire hasn't changed, the window hasn't changed. And the lantern is lit still, lighting up in the room. So, what else could we change to find the door? We're obviously focusing on a key because keys open doors, but we don't have a place to put a key just yet. Unless we have a place that you would put a key.
The key can go in the box, yeah?
No. Make the window metal?
I did that one.
That's the one you did?
It hurt.
Feel like everything's well, the key's no longer floating. It was floating in water. Now it's not floating.
Now it's cold.
Is it not floating?
The key is in a spheroid of ice that is
Mr.
slightly
GM
floating,
Did describe it floating.
floating in the air.
I would say it's still hovering, but the key was in water floating before, which is where my translation's coming from. That was just my thoughts. Technically, they're all floating. They're just hovering in the sky. So if we make it bright, well, we've done that once, right? We tried to make the prism bright earlier.
And that's what changed it.
No. Is that that's what turned it into? Got rid of the clouds?
Yes.
Okay.
I think maybe we can make the fire metal,
Let's try that. That was Sildren's thought too.
cause that makes no sense. So we must do it.
Bolly prepares a healing spell.
Okay,
Okay.
Piercy,
Gonna do it.
your goal is to make the fire metal. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Keeps asking us our intention when we step up
That's
to this
true. He
thing.
does, doesn't he?
As
Stand
opposed
by.
to focusing on making the lantern cold.
Uh-huh.
Well, I
Stand
just
by.
mean he keeps saying he
Yes.
said to Palik, "What do you want to? Which one do you want to do?"
Right.
Instead of all of them needing to be on the right position at the same time, it just needs to be the white one on the white one.
The white one on
The
the
white, yeah, the white one has to be the right one, as it always is.
Uh,
But I'm just
Piercy-
curious. Is all I'm saying.
Mhm. No, that's a good observation.
Stops
yeah.
from pressing the dial.
Yes.
Turns the dial back the opposite way so that metal is pointing towards window
Metal. Okay.
while looking at the fire. And the intention, the energy that Piercy's putting out is making the fire cold.
Okay. So you have the dial set metal to window with your intention to make the fire cold.
Correct.
Okay. And you press the button.
Yes.
All right. Zap! And Piercy is zapped. Make a reflex save 43. Go.
All right.
Big save, big save.
What is happening?
I'm using Charmed Life again because it's a reflex.
Bolly is kind of
All right,
And
the-
guidance is on there.
Okay, so I
Well,
still
isn't
have
guidance once an hour?
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, I think there's a limit.
It's. Oh, it's not like a.
But my
Yeah,
rune
temporarily immune for 1 hour. Yep.
Well, that theory's out the window.
So that's a +2. No, actually, wouldn't
And the
the
thing
Theon
resets.
blessing kick in and cover?
Well, I
the
have
missing?
Charmed Life is a reaction,
It's the
so
same.
I can
it's
I can
reaction.
reuse it.
Yeah.
So
Go for it.
there you go. I rolled a 19 plus 36. That's what 55.
Plenty. And you take only half.
That's a critical.
55 is no damage.
Nice.
with
Polly
incredible
still takes
speed.
half.
Well, that's
Whoa,
the,
hey, I know your tricks
no,
now.
the
You're not
mathematical
gonna...
problem was you divided into 0, so that just doesn't compute.
Took a billion days.
Error.
Yeah.
I'm now a fighter. What the hell?
You get off the pedestal, a big zap happens, and you take no damage. Sildren wonders how many shifting adepts have failed and perished in this test.
Plenty,
And
I'm
who
sure.
cleaned them up?
Oh, they just evaporate. They there's no thing.
Yeah.
That's a visceral janitor
Yeah.
job there.
Oh, come on.
So the two things that Metal have not pointed to, if I am correct, are fire
Yes.
and prism.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Well, no, we did that one because the key
No.
was cold. Right?
Oh,
Didn't we make the
yes, we
key
did,
cold
we did do that one.
with the metal pointed at the prism? So we just need to point it at the fire.
I'm saying that was the first one.
Okay, I'll try it.
So Palik, you're stepping up,
Yep.
and your intent is to put metal and fire together, correct?
Say that your intention is to make the last
My intention is to solve this riddle.
I'd like to solve, please.
My intention is to make the lantern. That doesn't make any sense. The lantern cold.
Okay,
fire in the
you
lantern.
do that dial. You make sure Piercy's away, and Palik, you press the button.
Yeah.
All right. Zap! And there's a huge, incredible force. 43 reflex save. Palik.
I rolled 5. I'm gonna use a hero point. 43.
Is the goal.
Yeah.
You
but
take
still take 150.
Half damage, 150 points of
Why
damage.
does he keep asking us that question if it doesn't?
He
And the-
wants to throw you off.
The dial resets.
It's literally been on every point now.
Yes, but
But it's
I
not in the
think
right
our
order.
intention is what matters. And again, I think if we would do scolding on the key and melt the ice, it would free the key.
Okay. Well,
The
put
water
your
was
money where your mouth is.
the water was in a glass bowl before.
No.
It was just in
just
a.
floating.
Just
Water
floating.
An
orb.
orb
Just
of
floating.
water. Yeah.
Now it's a frozen orb.
Mm.
Now if we do, but I am much better at effects that affect the mind and the will.
Okay. I'll do it. But you need to give me a little bit
I
of
love
help
this.
right now. Because I'm not feeling great. Or one of you. One of the two of you.
Can I aid in this in any way? Brace? Like,
Just looking for a heal.
Get him a hill.
How much
A
are you
fucking
short?
Big one.
How much are you
More
short?
than 100 points.
All right, I will cast a 6th level heal
there you go.
on Palik. 8, 9, 10. Oh, geez, that's a horrible roll. 11,
Nope.
23.
See the look in his eyes.
8 times 6.
That's not nearly enough dice.
Hold on.
You want to see 100?
Yes, Molly.
Times 6.
Oh, he gets out his briefcase.
I'm back after school. I'll show you 100.
80.
I've got level
That's
3
not enough.
heals. I've got level 4 heals.
But thank you.
How many hit points do you have?
129.
Please get out of the way.
No,
I'll do it.
Hold on.
Actually, you,
No, I
you
got
don't have
this.
129.
Xander pulls out the wand of overflowing
You have-
life.
Okay.
You have 59.
No, I had 49. He just gave me
80.
80.
Oh, okay.
All right, good. Xander, you healing some more?
I am.
All right, more importantly, Palik, you're pressing a button, right?
Yep.
And what are you putting? What's going on with
Love
the
you,
dial?
Xander.
I'm gonna do a blanket.
I'm gonna move
They said it, guys. They said it. Like in front of us. They actually said it.
metal.
key falls from her heart.
I'm gonna move scolding to the key.
Okay. So your intent
That's
is that
my
metal
intent.
is going to lantern.
My intent
No.
is scolding is going to the key.
Okay. Just making sure.
My intent is scolding is going to the key.
All right.
And I will press the button.
Palik presses the button,
20 more points of health to you.
Thank you.
taking
So
you.
149.
Oh God! Why?
I'm
Why?
gonna do a greater staff of healing.
I never knew there was a cock
Heal.
tease of healing before.
Hold on.
Falik's like, I'm almost there. I'm almost there. Don't stop, Sam.
Yeah. Some real edging
Another
going on right
40.
now.
Another 40 with the greater staff of healing.
As always, Sildren finishes her off.
Pulling out every stop in the book. Oh, yeah, I have a staff. Here you go.
Oh, what happens?
Oh, okay. So you
Scolding to key.
You press that, and then there is zzz, and the ice melts away. A key is suspended and then clatters to the floor.
All right.
And the dial resets back to its original position.
So the key is no longer floating.
Correct.
Is there anywhere in the room that looks like it has a keyhole that would fit the key that's now on the ground?
Bleak's gonna go up to the key, pick it up.
Bleak has the key. You take no damage.
Anything remarkable about it?
Feels a little chilly. You see no keyhole, Sildren. Make a nature roll.
That's weird.
The prison.
There's a moose standing in the room.
49.
The abominable snowman comes into the room.
How's this? Never mind. With a 49.
What?
Wow.
Yeah,
You see nothing.
that's weird.
Wait, what?
Guys, have we done Cold Lantern yet?
Yes.
We have.
Mhm.
Okay.
That was the one that Xander at the
But-
time.
Intent is important
Intent
here.
is important.
What was the intent when we did that one?
No idea.
Was that
We kind
metal?
of fucked up the first.
Was
like,
that metal
5 or 6
fire?
times.
I think that was metal fire.
What if we make the
Yeah.
box glass?
I think
I
we
like
should-
that. That sounds good.
Yeah. Want me to do it? I'll do it.
Hey, if you got the balls, babe.
We'll go up and put the key back where she found it
On the ground.
on the ground,
Okay.
and then
I like that.
move glass to the box, and that's my intent.
All right. So your intent is to put metal to fire.
No, my intent is to put glass to the box.
To the box. All right. And then you're going to press the button.
Yep. Doom. Bum.
Without hesitation, she
Whoa.
presses the button and the metal turns to glass, and it is a box, tall wardrobe-ish box of glass, beyond of which you see a curved steel door with a keyhole.
Teamwork, baby.
Okay.
Wow.
Break that glass.
We're doing. Oh, I'm ready. We're doing something.
Go do
I
it.
hope it's sugar glass.
And Malik will grab the key.
Where's my stunt team?
Why are you looking at me?
Fake Asian actor, the stunt guy coming in, way more buff and much shorter, but only from behind. Actually, break the glass.
You want to break that glass?
Yeah, Percy will pull out a short sword and whack at the glass.
All right, and Yaru was punching away as well, I believe.
Yeah, I'm.
Oh, no.
Unless we're.
No.
Group
Whoever,
deciding.
go right ahead.
Naru was intent on it.
Yeah, go ahead.
All
Yaru.
right,
I
as
didn't realize you were
Yaru
already
something
doing
this
it.
time.
As Yaru and Piercy attack the glass actually shatters in multiple pieces and falls to the ground.
Amazing.
No one gets after anything?
The key will go into the keyhole
You slip it in with ease.
and turn.
It clicks.
And open. Does the door open?
The door opens.
Oh, Palik will walk right through.
Palik walks through. You walk into the foyer of the guild. You see it's a large opening. It's got some spiral staircases that go up. There are several other doors. There is no one around. Very, very quiet. There is a big set of tall double doors with an iron pedestal next to it.
Right.
Writing on that pedestal.
There is writing on the wall next to the pedestal. The pedestal has no dial. It has but a single button. Do you
And I
speak?
can't-
Do you speak Old Byzantine?
Not even close.
So what do you think it reads then?
Sildren should push this button.
It's funny it mentions you by name.
Yeah.
Anything else of note in the room? It's just a real fine, nice.
You
the
s-
rest of the
you see
what
some
we've seen.
stone busts on stone pedestals of famous men and women. None of which mean anything to you.
Nope. There's not a bag of gold lying around or, fancy weapons? No?
Xander, what's to say?
Xander walks up to the pedestal.
On the wall behind the pedestal next to this big double door, it reads, "As you enter the guild hall to learn and practice, you must shift. And as you leave our guild hall, you must shift back to reality."
It says to leave, we must shift and... Would you repeat that, please?
As you enter the guild hall to learn and practice, you must shift. And as you leave our guild hall, you must shift back to reality.
Got Eminem going through my head
Jump
now.
back to.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so it says that we were supposed to shift to come in, and then we need to shift to get back to reality. We just shifted a lot of things to make them what they were or what they weren't.
Is there anything else in the room?
Everything I described,
Shift forms, maybe?
double staircase, statues of people, and several other doors.
Well, there's this button
And
here.
big iron doors.
Magic cookie button dispensing button.
Where do I put my mouth?
More cookies!
And they just crumble out of his mouth like Cookie Monster, never actually eating them.
See, it's for cookies. It's the curse of whatever it is.
Okay, so Xander will go detect magic near the doors.
You detect magic at the doors and at the pedestal. That is it.
Are there names on the pedestals?
Uh,
No. Sorry, are there names on the busts?
There are, but they are of no use to you.
What kind of magic do I detect?
Alteration on the pedestal and on the door, it's some form of very high lock.
At least
Level 2.
Blows Bally's mind.
I sense it too.
These go more than 2.
It can't be a 3.
So shifting, like, some of us can shift forms? What else can we shift?
Piercy walks over to one of the busts and sees if it's movable at all.
It is not.
Okay.
Unless you want to make a big athletics roll.
No.
We could just
Press
push the button.
Be my guest.
Pass.
That's it. Xander pushes the button.
All right, Xander presses the button.
Show me.
There's a little magical swirling effect, and the door you see open up slightly as though it's unlocked and just moved in like a foot or so, and you can see night, stars, fresh air, and then an energy zaps between Xander and Sildren and Piercy and Yaru and Palik and Bali as all of you are the same but ever so slightly different. And I need you to pass all your character sheets to the right. One player, please.
What? Whoa!
Do I do my accent or?
You play Palik to the absolute best of your ability.
To the right or to the left?
To the
Right.
Let me
So-
get all my pages.
And the button is locked down in place, by the way. So the part of Xander will be played by Chris. The part of Sildren the Druid will be played by Tim. The part of Piercy von Skeetenlever will be played by Alistair. The part of Master Yaru will be played by Seth. The part of Palik will be played by Bali and by Christopher, and the part of Bali will be played by Jeremy. As all of you start talking and everything just seems slightly off, you know there's something wrong, but you don't quite know what it is.
I
So
feel about the same size.
are we
We
in?
keep our same voices and everything, right?
Are we in our bodies? Like it's
No.
Xander and Sildren's body.
You are
You are Xander.
You are exactly Xander, just played by Chris.
This appears weird.
You are the exact character. It is just slightly off in some way. You know something has shifted, and we will take our break there, and we will be
that we
right
can warm
back and see what happens. We'll be back in a bit with the heroes stepping out of the Guild of Shifters. Everyone is slightly askew. Xander is still Xander, knows all of Xander's memories, has all of his spells, is Xander in every way. However, he's just played by Chris. Every character has been rotated one space at our table. We will see what kind of disaster this turns into. You step out of this guild and into the city of Corindell. This is in the southwest continent or section of Varen on a massive island known as Azimere. Azimere is made of two main sections, say even three main sections. It has the grand, or the huge, massive forest that covers almost this entire huge island. It's hundreds of miles long. This forest is home to some nasty constructs and strange magical beasts that come out of the studies and misfortunes of the wizards of the city. The northern section of the forest, though, is the most revered forest in all of Varen, where the druid enclaves rest, do their work, commune with nature, and do a lot of their training. And that's where Sildren is from. The third element of Azimere, the most important of all, is the city of Corindell. This is the most magical, it is the most magical place on earth. It is the magic kingdom of a huge city of wizards, sorcerers, alchemists, every type of legal wizardry that they have. As you step out of this guild, you see the most beautiful, splendid, and well thought out city you have ever laid eyes upon. It is a city that is tucked away in the bay of Azimere onto the Canmere Ocean. The city itself is made up of two sections. The first area is where you are at, is dozens and dozens and dozens of small islands of rock that are almost dripping rock, as though rock has been uprooted, that are up off the water. Anywhere from 30 feet to 100 feet. And there are tons of them. Some of them have bright, bushy, bright green grass on them, and they all are just floating over the bay. Upon these items are buildings, tall buildings, well-designed architecture building. There's a lot of domed buildings that have a light within the dome part that then comes through the layered domed architecture. It is nighttime currently. There are magical lights throughout the city. There is not a cacophony of people and hawkers and bad smells that you might get from the city of Mirskan. This is orderly and beautiful. It's as though like Willy Wonka was a wizard and just made like the best wizard place that there is. There are also gardens that are on some of these floating isles that look beautiful, amazing plants, some of which you haven't seen before, some of which move against the wind a little bit. Some are made up of impossibly colored trees. Some of the trees give off a luminescent light in this nighttime. And then all of these different isles appear to be linked together by bridges that are invisible. You can see like the stanchions or whatever you would call it, the posts of where the bridge starts. And then you see, say, a couple walking across the bridge that is invisible, and it lights up just before they take their steps, and the light fades a few steps behind them. So they're always walking on these little pads of light as the bridge takes shape. And you see that happening at these different tiers and different levels. So one island might be at 20 feet above the ocean, another might be at 100 feet. So a third-story building or something like, or a fifth-story building might connect to the floor of another island. And it has this beauty, a great deal of beauty to it. That's the section you're in. That's the section over the bay. You can smell the water. You can feel the breeze. It's a warm, nightish breeze. There is another section of the city, and that is a smaller section on the land itself. And it's not far away, and it is made up of a tight cluster of impressively tall spires. A crude approximation is Thor's, Asgard? Just that tight cluster of tall type buildings. These are spindly towers, spires that are held together by impossible architecture. So supporting beams that are way too thin or curved or angled. It is Of note that there's a bridge, another invisible bridge you can see that connects the two. So you can see the two starting posts on the closest most island to it, and then there are two more posts on the land section of the city. But most importantly is a pale green dome of magic that completely encases the land section of the city. Xander, being an expert, a legendary master of Azimere.
Yeah, it's me.
I looked at Jeremy, too. I looked right at Jeremy. You know that this is not something you've ever seen before or heard of before, a dome over the city at all.
This is new.
In addition, by the way, gain a hero point for roleplaying. No, in addition, you see there is another pale green dome on a island not far, but miles out from the city to the north. That is a proper island in the water. It's just a small dome, maybe 200 feet in diameter.
North?
To the north, just outside of your island section, is a actual island, small tiny island in the water, way to the north.
And in all of
No. This is still in the Bay of Corindell.
And in all of my vast lore of Azimere, as Xander, I don't know what this is.
That little island?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Around you guys, you can see three locations of note. You see there's a general store that is labeled Cribbin's Fine Store. There is a tavern that has all sorts of bluish crystals with giving off some beautiful light. The tavern's name is the Crystal Light. And
Because we believe in you.
well, there goes the barkeep's first joke. No, just kidding. And then there is a stable that is housing some strange serpentine drake-like creatures. It is nighttime. There are.
What's the name of the stable?
It has no name. It is nighttime. There are people walking about occasionally, but it's very quiet and very relaxed right now.
Well, lesser bards, welcome to Azimere. Follow me.
Says Sildren.
So insulting.
Which way we going?
I don't care as long as there's a fire.
This way,
I'm cold.
we will go to the tavern.
Sildren leads to the tavern.
After you. I'm so uncomfortable.
Everything laid bare. You head into the tavern. The tavern is a immaculate, well-kept tavern. There's a small little stage with a lady playing a harp that is just floating off the ground a little bit. The notes sound just enchanting in your ears. There's multiple incense-like smells, but no incense burning as you enter different parts from the doorway to a table. The tables and chairs are very white alabaster and very smooth, look extremely heavy, but move instantly and gently as though they're weightless when you move them. And then above each table are more of these blue crystals that are arranged kind of angled down, maybe 4 or 5 at a time as like a little chandelier, but just suspended above the table and slowly rotating. There are about a dozen people in here. There is a bartender in a circular bar in the center of the room as well. It's, again, smells great, sounds great, beautiful. Some of you just feel out of place.
Does anybody else in the tavern look like they're out of place and they're freaking out like the rest of us?
No.
Okay.
No one else looks out of place, Yaru.
Yep.
You do get a couple looks.
Sildren walks up to the bar,
All right.
makes some small talk, tosses a few coins, and
What is that small talk?
you can't hear it. It's just, he's just
Off
talking to
camera.
the bartender as if he knows him, and
Common 3 wins greeting.
collects a tray of drinks to bring back to the table.
All right.
Oh, good. What'd you get me?
His-
Oh, and Sildren, how much did you tip him? You need to write that down on your character sheet.
Oh, yeah.
Damn it. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, Sildren tipped him 3 gold.
Okay.
Gold.
It's been a long
You
time,
guys remember when we used to have silver?
my friend.
I mean, I don't have anything. It's
Keep the drinks flowing.
all gifts are from the Stone Father.
I approve.
Sildren walks back with some drinks. For my fellows, a proper welcome to Azimere.
To Hanks.
You've been here, oh shit.
Now, entertain us.
When was the last time you were here, Sildren?
It's been quite some time. The wizards and the Queen of Clivier, they assigned me to some duties to banish Rayneth originally.
Wasn't that Callie and Varro?
Yes.
About 77 adventures ago.
It has been some time since I've been back to my home.
Callie and Varro, easy to get them confused.
See him take a point of damage. And what is Shunka doing? Is Shunka out of your wolf pocket?
Yeah, Shunka is just out.
Shunka keeps walking back.
to Xander. Chris is Xander. Confused, sniffing.
They're doing that thing at the end of Airbud, like, come here, no, come here.
Yeah,
It's really
Shunka, like is in between Tanner and Sildren, not knowing which way to go.
Well, it's nice that you're here. What do we do now?
Well, I believe now that we are here, we need to find the wizards. The guild will have the answers that we are looking for.
But where do we go?
Oh,
And are we going to see them in the middle of the night?
I know the way. Of course I know the way.
How do you know the way?
I know everything.
It's gonna be one of those podcasts. Not doing the voice, making your own decisions.
Yeah, this is going to turn into that therapy session. We always...
Oh. Go ahead and use the voice if you're gonna be so taunting.
Elder Druid.
Yaru kills himself. What are you going to do? What are you going to do, Alistair?
Just jumped off the bridge. I don't know.
Don't make me do it, Alistair. I will kill myself.
Nice new sword.
Be a shame if I could toss in the ocean.
This backpack is so heavy. Who even carries that here?
Xander, you also go over to the bartender.
I'm gonna hobnob.
Hopping on with the bartender, and you start talking with him, and he says, so you're new to the city. I haven't seen you before.
Yeah, I've been waiting a long time to get here, though. I know. I've been learning all about it.
It seems there's an excitement in your eye like you've been waiting forever and ever, and now that you're here, things are a little different.
They sure are.
Why don't you tell him the whole story?
I'm not sure I know where to start.
The beginning is fine.
That would have been a hero point already. He says, well, yeah, I see you pointing at some of these. This is the one I think your astute eye would definitely be interested in. It's called Fizzy Suds.
Woo, fizzy suds.
And he gets you a bottle of that, and he says, but that'll be 10 gold. It does not come cheaply. You know Fizzy Suds is a great drink that can instantly get you drunk. And if you say the... And if you say the magical phrase, dust in my veins, it removes all the effect and you're instantly ready to go.
Oh, wow. That sounds fun.
And it's like a bubbly Sprite champagne type vibe. Very, very light. I've got Fizzy Suds and bowls of meat globes, each of them 10 gold.
Meat globes.
You sound like Marge.
I'm sorry to say, yeah, I know. I was going to apologize. I'm sorry. Oh, homie.
Uh,
Palika's there stroking Xander's head.
That's pretty expensive. I'll take 2.
Piercy, you're instantly drunk.
Yes, in my veins.
And you're instantly not drunk.
Oh, I thought that wouldn't work. Damn. I was hoping that wouldn't work.
Shortest buzz.
I was
ever.
really hoping that
It's the heavy accent. It won't actually activate.
You don't know
good
what
luck
to do.
finding who's going to lead this party.
The harpist then stops and says, "Thank you." There's some applause, and she says, "And straight from Mirskan, we give you tonight's entertainment,
Oh, fuck it.
Justo the Silly Jester." You see from a side door comes the saddest looking clown type jester you've ever seen. He's got the little pronged hat with bells that even jingle sadly as he enters. His head is down. His feet do little sad squeaky noises as he walks in. He's looking down at the ground, just mumbling, just, I gotta do this thing. I don't know. He walks across and he takes the small little stage. As soon as he gets upon the stage, his entire face changes and he lifts his head and goes, "Hey, I'm Justo the Silly Jester. Hey, welcome everyone to the what is that? A Crystal Light. So glad to be here. I've got some funnies for you. Who's ready for some jokes?"
I gotta go outside.
He says, "I've got a couple of jokes for you. Here's joke number 1. How does a penguin build its house?"
What's a penguin?
He looks. He kind of recognizes Xander a little bit.
He knows the heckle.
The same heckle I get in Merska.
I gotta find a place with a more diverse ecosystem.
I said, "How does a penguin build its house?" "Igloos it together. Igloos."
I'm not drunk enough.
Now I'm only familiar with 25 letters of the alphabet. I don't know why. I don't know why.
No, that's a good one. That's very funny. Say it again.
I don't know. Who's the jester here? It's me, Justo. I'll do the jesting. Now, back. He starts looking at actual notes on his hands to get the next joke. How many tickles can an octopus take? 10 tickles. 10 tickles. 10.
I don't know why I'm laughing.
Tough crowd. Hey, I see we got some sort of dog over here in the audience tonight. What do you call a canine magician? A canine magician, you know what you call it? You call it a labracadabrador. Labracadabra. Labracadabra.
Sildren hands Shunka. Sildren hands Shunka a small pouch with some coins in it, and Shunka takes it up to the stage and drops it in front of Jesto's feet, and then just snarls and stares at him.
Okay. He reaches the coins, backs away from the coins from the snarling, and backs further away. All right, I'll wrap it up. I got 2 more quick jokes here then. What did the socks say to the pants? The socks say to the pants. He grins, looks across. Sup, britches?
I can't. That's too good. Give him some more money.
Yeah, we'll take the tips for sure. And the last one for the night, ladies and germs. What do you call a fish with one eye? No, sorry, no eye.
No eyes. It's good try. Good effort.
I've been Justo the Silly Jester. Woo! And he grabs the coins and then lowers his head sadly and starts squeaking. But I hate this job. Why do I have to? And he walks off.
Remember when he used to be happy?
No.
I don't think I've ever heard or have seen Jesto before, and I don't like to again.
Would Sildren know where to find the Wizards of Azimere?
Make a
Throw a rock.
make a society roll.
That's more of a sorcerer.
30.
No.
Okay.
I bet I do.
Xander knows exactly where. As Alistair mentioned, you could literally just throw a rock and hit a wizard. If you're looking for any leadership types, smaller guilds are located here on this side, but the main guilds, there are 3 major guilds that make up something called the Assembly, are on the land side that has that green dome around it.
We got to go to the dome. It's where the assembly is. It's where all the big wizards are.
What are we gonna do when we get there?
We're going to talk to some big wizards.
Hey, if you knew that, why we go here first?
We needed drinks.
Fair enough.
Well, I mean, I knew where I was going.
We
but
have obviously
we're
been
following
through
Silver.
a lot, and we're not our best selves tonight. I say we rest, and in the morning we will seek the wisdom of the
I
wizards.
don't like that you asked that question.
I'd like to remind you all that the longer we rest, the closer to death most of us are. So I'd say that we should make sure that we get this done as soon as possible. Get ourselves as normal as possible and unshifted, perhaps.
I like how you said the most of us, and you're not the one that's gonna die.
I still keep track of everyone's health points. I'm responsible for healing.
Fair enough.
And I don't want to die. So let's go.
Let's get out of this shit pot.
Unnecessary cursing? Check.
I like the nod of approval. Yeah, you get to keep her.
I was hoping we'd have a little pillow talk between
Yeah, I'm
Xander
waiting. Sexual innuendo is next on my list.
and Philippe.
League bingo. in front of-
Very well. And
Tim, what's it like being the voice of reason for once?
it's really weird. I'm really out of my element. Xander, lead the way.
All right, let's go. Woo!
Molly, hurry up!
Bolly's a munchkin all of a sudden from Wizard of Oz.
It's got the Harlem strut going on. I'm up for it.
I've never felt so lively.
It's almost like I finally care. Xander heads out with the group in tow, quickly quaffing the last of their drinks and shoving meat globes into their mouth.
Meat globe.
You head out, taste the prairie of the Ironlands. You head out and make your way across the ocean off over a little invisible island to a small garden. There are beautiful little flowers, some of which even Sildren hasn't seen before. They appear to be magical creations. They're beautiful at night. Some of them really become very vibrant and colorful. You cross another island and pass a series of clothing shops and a metalwork shop dealing with fine, more devices and gadgets type things. They are currently closed, but again, it's nighttime, and you see some more people walking by. They nod, very relaxed. Not a large population either. And you make your way from island to island until you come across a large gap from all these collections of islands, a large gap of perhaps a mile to the land itself, where the other half of the city is located, with the magical dome around it. You take your first step. Xander was leading, and you don't fall into the ocean, and the bridge lights up underfoot as you walk, and the rest of the group follows. And again, trailing behind you, this light fades, so you're just almost walking on this little movable section of light going across this ocean. The water is dark, and the air is a little cool now as you make your way northwest towards the city. You get closer and closer to the dome, and Xander, the small level 18 gnome sorcerer, stands before this big...
Did you say lovely teen sorcerer?
Level 18.
No, you need to clean your search cache is what you need to do.
It's not his, it's Jeremy. You stand before this big dome.
Open sesame.
Nothing happens.
Sildren steps forward and knocks on the door.
You knock. It is solid, and there is nothing to be seen. On the other side of the dome is half a mile of open ocean. You assume the other half of this bridge, and then the rest of the city. But the dome is there, and it comes down and cuts through this invisible bridge and then down into the water. Excuse me.
Xander, my young friend, do you have any knowledge of how to get through?
I don't. This is new.
Make an Azimere lore roll.
Oh, sweet. Where's my Azimere lore?
Second time ever. And I'm not even fucking rolling. it.
Azimere lore. All right, there we go. 39.
You can spend a hero point on that. You can do better than 39.
39?
Mm-hmm.
With a 39, you have heard of some form of protection for the city that involves a dome, but that's all you've heard of.
Is there anybody else around?
No, you're on this bridge that's empty.
And just walking into it doesn't, like, you can't
What's
just
the
keep walking.
What's the diameter of the dome?
Massive.
Like miles and miles and miles.
Not miles and miles, but probably 5 to 8 miles.
This is still a big dome.
Yeah.
Sildren, do you have any spells you might look at that might dispel this or let us in some sort of way?
Huh?
Sildren,
Should have given you guys like Olympic scorecards so you can hold up.
These are all your spells that you're memorized.
oh,
And the X's are ones you've already cast. You're kind of low.
yeah.
Didn't we spend a night? Or no?
Nope.
No.
Nope, we have not.
Just cast the first spell that's on there. See what happens.
Well,
Horrid
guess the last
wilting.
spell.
Let's see what happens.
Sildren casts.
Chris seems concerned. Life spell.
Sildren casts guidance on the guidance cantrip
Okay.
on himself, and then
Looking over, nods. Yes, no.
wants to do a society roll because there are other domes in Azimere and in the city of Corindell, so he must have some knowledge of these.
I saw one with my low light vision way off in the distance.
So
So what are you looking for?
how to get into
For
these
Sildren. All right.
domes? Yeah.
Make a society roll and you get a +1 guidance bonus.
That's 36.
36. You have no idea.
I was never privy to going into the domes before. I'm afraid I do not have the answer.
So it's solid, or we can see through
Well,
it?
someone's got to know.
What about that accomplice that you had here? What did you call it? Calavier? What's her name?
Hellion Varro.
Cal,
She's mean.
Right, her. How do you get a hold of her? Is she inside? Can she open the dome for us?
Varro is one to find us when there is need.
Does she have like a
Can-
bat phone?
Can Palik check the entrance here or the passage and see if there might be a way for slipping through with just natural ability? If there's
You look, you touch, you prod. There is no way through this barrier.
this is stupid.
That's about on point.
Sildren steps back from the group and kneels down, closes his eyes
Okay.
in prayer.
Make a perception roll 40 or higher. Nah, 42 or higher. Almost impossible.
Okay. That is not. That's not a 42. It's a 4. I'm gonna use a hero point.
It's a good use of it.
Yeah, that's a 3.
Okay. Don't worry
So,
about it. Keep
yep.
going. What were you saying? You're kneeling down?
Yeah. Praying to
Whom?
my god.
What's your
Keth.
Keth? Okay.
Keth.
Cool.
He says Carahel.
What's up, Kath?
You're instantly smoted.
Just seeking some sort of
So you're not an elder druid anymore.
seeking some sort of favor or serendipity.
Make a religion roll.
All right.
God, I'm not rolling.
Are you serious? +6?
Hey, it's +2 over here, buddy.
Soldern's not particularly religious.
No, make it a nature
I got
roll.
2 real bad skills.
Yeah.
All right, nature. Okay, yeah, nature.
Little better?
better.
Yeah, it's a nature.
Yeah.
There we go. That's a 51.
51. You say that, you see some swirling of water beneath you, and you see there are 3 dolphins that are swimming in the water 100 feet further back from you,
Okay.
but they're kind of making noises to get your attention.
Okay. Sildren opens his eyes and looks towards the dolphins and turns back to the group. This way. And the dolphins are below the ridge in the water.
They're in the water about 80 feet. You're 80 feet above on this invisible ridge. So they're 80 feet down, 100 feet back, and just offset from where you would be on the bridge.
I believe these dolphins will provide us the answers we seek. And
How do I feel about riding dolphins?
Not great, but you feel great about flying.
Sildren walks to above where the dolphins are
All right.
and looks down. And he can talk with animals or something?
Sort of.
What's that one?
That would be wild empathy, sir.
And uses wild empathy, so he uses diplomacy.
You have a connection with creatures of the natural world and allows you to communicate with them on a rudimentary level. You can use diplomacy to make an impression on animals and to make very simple requests of them. In most cases, wild animals will give you some time to make your case. All right, what kind of impression and simple request?
I want to give a friendly impression,
Go for it.
and the request is to
No,
help-
what's your friendly impression?
It's of children.
Hello, my friends. I am Grandmaster Wizard. Children.
You don't. That's a
You don't
different.
even know.
That's
Children's
in the. That's in
title.
South. That's in Southern Beren, the Grandmaster Wizard. That's not what he is.
Come on. Say the words. Say the words.
I am Elder Druid. Children of Azimere, and I beseech your help. God, my rolls suck. It's a 26.
With diplomacy,
Yeah.
and what do you ask of them?
We require help to find the what was the name of the wizard guild?
Puzzles he's got. Dolphin speaking.
That's Tim's critical
Dolphin
weakness.
diplomacy. Horrible.
The assembly.
What was your request?
We seek audience with the assembly.
All right.
Is he asking if we can get through the dome?
I think so.
The dolphins just circle around and don't make any response. Whatever dolphin. Is that a dolphin? Or is that Mars attacks? There you go. Thank you.
Yeah, they do.
I believe they want us to follow them.
Into the water?
You first.
Okay.
Piercy will step over the ledge.
Piercy steps over and
Do you actually step over? Do you keep trying? Like the light just keeps catching you.
Damn
Damn it!
Where does the bridge end?
bridge of safety, bridge of suicide prevention. And
I'm aiming for, like, I guess if they're going in a circle, I'm
Uh-huh.
going like into the circle.
Piercy dives
Feet first.
feet first.
Feet first. Very important.
Jumps down and splashes into the water, and down you go. Make a perception roll.
That's a natural 20.
Wow, nice.
44
Good
total.
timing.
You see 50 feet below on the surface of the bay a small stone structure that has a eerie green light coming out of it that matches the light of the dome.
50 feet below the surface of the water.
Yep. And then you rise back up and catch your breath. And the dolphins, one of them comes and bumps its head up against your back, and the other two swim off.
What do you want?
And it bumps up against you again. Bumps up against you again and is rubbing its lower section against you.
It is a rape dolphin.
There's the episode name. They'll take us off iTunes podcast service.
Piercy's accent, it's REEP. It's a rape dolphin.
And then the dolphin goes away.
Yeah, he's just waving. There is a light down here.
I think I can help with this. Is it underwater?
Yes,
All right, hang on.
obviously.
I need to download an app. I need to find a spell for you. Make sure it's
What are you looking for? Maybe Chris can help you.
water breathing, breathe underwater.
Yes, what do you need?
How many people can you get?
This is all in Bolly's head.
It's Jarvis.
Molly Wadden.
This is what's
confusing the
normally
same-
going on.
What was that?
So we want to breathe underwater. Can I do it with everyone?
No.
They have to be
And
within
you
30
don't
feet
have
of you.
the capability because you are not rested.
You're not rested. I'm fine. I feel.
Yeah, no. It's always rested. You've got about 6 spells to your name presently.
And those are pre-selected spells.
Right. Do you have those written down somewhere?
I do.
Great.
But water breathing is not one of them, apparently.
Water breathing is, but it was used.
Okay, so it's not there.
Alright, can't even use
It's
it.
not available.
Well, I can't get you underwater. Sorry.
But-
You'll have to do it on your own. Xander should be fine.
Can I have changed it to a flip to gain panache off of that die?
Nope, too late. Too late.
Because I forgot that was a thing. Yeah, I mean, 50 feet.
Good
I will take the risk and take a. I have 4. What is it, like 11 bulk worth of space in my face for breathing room. I'm gonna suck in as much air as possible in
One bulk,
my pouch here,
not 11.
my mouth pouch.
Okay.
1 bulk worth of air, and I will go down 50 feet towards the light.
All right. Now, there's a reason Piercy hasn't ever done that before, and it's a matter of buoyancy. It starts to cause problems.
That's hilarious.
You just see Piercy's muzzle.
I know. And he's swimming as hard as he can down, and nothing works.
In that case, I'll blow air out and go faster through the water, down through the water. No.
You gotta lose your ballast there,
Yeah.
Chief.
I guess how far can I get with regular breath swimming 50 feet is the question. What is a jellied
Doing
shark?
down there, floundering about. Palik will dive in.
Shark?
Not sure.
Philippe dives in.
I have a question about my inventory.
Mm-hmm.
What is a jellied shark?
I think it provides some health, maybe.
If it's anything to do with water, we're gonna figure it
No.
out.
I don't think it is.
I think you're looking for gillyweed or something.
Yeah, anything at this point.
Sildren has breath control, so he just takes a little breath of air and does a swan dive down.
Okay. Dives down, and
Yep.
down he goes.
Can we do a lady in? Was that movie Lady in the Water or whatever? We exchange air underwater. The breath of water or whatever. Taste of water.
Children's going down.
Palik is going down.
Police going down. She has a breathing ring or
And
something.
Piercy's
like that?
just like
No, she's
pointing-
holding her breath.
Oh, okay.
Piercy's just like pointing at the light, like down there, scuba dive gestures, you know.
Okay.
Does Xander have anything?
Oh yes.
Xander can turn into one.
Yeah.
Oh.
What water elemental if I recall hearing about that one time.
So great. We're all just Bally's helping Xander with his own skills. Yaru, you know, Piercy's helping Yaru.
Xander's gonna see how it all plays out.
His friends
As
dive off. into the
Xander
water.
does.
The Xander way,
Yeah.
really.
Caution.
Does
Oh,
every-
you're right. And Xander leaps in,
Does everyone have a 0 or higher Constitution
wasting a
modifier?
spell slot, and
0 or higher?
0 or higher Constitution modifier.
Yes.
Then you can make it down safely.
it's a matter of coming back.
You're able to hold your breaths and swim down this group from a far wide shot. You just see our heroes going down, swimming down and down in this night bay towards this maybe 50-foot wide by 40-foot rectangular-ish stone structure. There is a doorway onto it that is open, exposed to the water, and has this pale green light coming through it. Who was first?
Piercy.
No.
No.
Or Sildren, right?
Yeah,
Whoever's fastest. I guess.
Sildren.
Sildren, you arrive first, and as you swim into this building, you fall awkwardly and are in a breathable airspace. The water is held back somehow.
Well, that was lovely.
And then the rest of the group comes through, each of them falling slightly awkwardly, except for Piercy, who lands with a grin. Inside this room are several signs, metal signs that are bolted to a wall. There are 3 corridors that go slanted down, each of them very dark from this room, and they appear to go down under the sea floor. And you see no source of the light either.
And what do the signs say?
The signs read, warning. Another sign reads, strictly forbidden to be in the field generator chambers. Another sign reads, enter at your own risk. And the last sign reads, extreme danger ahead.
And do all 3
This looks like fun.
do they all go this? Are they parallel? Are they radiating out in different directions?
They're all
spokes?
dark. They all go parallel. The left corridor has the sound of a grinding machine in the distance. Then that sound stops. And then it starts up again. And then it stops. The middle corridor has 3 lights in the darkness glowing brighter. And the right corridor has an electric static charge that ebbs and flows. Zzz, zzz, like that.
Like a bug zapper.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
What were the 4 signs again?
Warning. Strictly forbidden to be in the field generator chambers. Enter at your own risk. Extreme danger ahead.
Enter at your own risk.
Xander wouldn't ask.
No, Xander wouldn't.
Xander? Xander, make an Azimere lore roll.
49.
With a 49, you know that the power of magic within Corindell is extreme within all of Varen, and these signs are not to be taken lightly.
We should pay attention to these signs.
But all of them say the same thing. Don't go here. Don't go there.
Well, this one just says it's risky. At your own risk.
I'll give you risky.
Yeah, you will.
Check.
Yaru will head down enter at your own risk.
No, the signs are
They're
not.
just all okay.
They're not connected to each corridor.
And what were the effects? There was zapping on the right.
Left corridor has the sound of a grinding machine in the distance at the end of this corridor that stops and then starts up again. The middle corridor has 3 lights in the darkness glowing brighter. The right corridor has an electric static charge that ebbs and flows.
We could go back and I could ask around if we can get into the dome somehow. Somebody's got to know.
Were you not the one that said we don't have time?
I said we don't have time to wait overnight, but I can ask real quick. People seem to like me. I know a lot about Azimere. I have great skills.
It'd be hard for me to get back up. That's what she said.
We faced more We faced. You're so hard. We faced more adverse decisions than this.
I'd like to point out that I'm very tired.
In ourselves as a group.
That's true. And we all just came out of an area that zapped the bejesus out of many of us. Or the Baketh.
And these signs, they're pretty serious. The wizards don't play around. If we might get zapped again. Did you hear the static?
If we go forward, we just should proceed with extreme caution.
I would listen to Bali. He sounds like he knows what he's talking about.
Palik would not say that.
Come on.
This one.
Would Warren Navigator come into play at all in this?
Knowing
situation?
knowing what I know about the magic of Azimere, I would tend to stay with the mechanical devices that it appears are in the left tunnel.
All right, I'm worried about anything more zapping. Stay away from the zapping.
The non-magic device might be our best option.
You want to go left?
It's not how Percy sounds.
Palik wants to check the corridor where the grinding of the gears are.
Yep.
And start focusing down there. I'm going to check down here.
Okay. Yeah, you hear that grinding noise. It
Not
sounds
without me.
like a ticking, a tick, 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 and then grinding is something that's not quite right, and then it stops, and it sounds far away, like a couple 100 feet, echoing down this corridor, which means it's separate from the others. Then
Something doesn't sound right. It sounds broken down here.
Maybe it's something we can fix.
I doubt the wizards want us playing with their stuff.
We gotta pick one way.
So let's do it.
But Bali said we should rest.
I said nothing of the kind. I said that we are a wee bit tired of what we have, but we also have an essence of time. There is obviously a time limit. We want to get out of here and fix our problem as soon as we can.
Then let us make haste.
that's totally a Sildren line. Can you somehow shoehorn in a little column A, a little column B as well? That would make me very happy.
And Sildren begins to walk down the first.
Sildren's walking down the left corridor.
Yeah,
is
the
that correct?
left corridor, cautiously, trying to be stealthy.
Up against the wall. Up against the other wall. Up against the other wall.
Using perception to detect traps. With night vision.
All right. Sildren, you carefully make your way down this corridor. Everyone watches as
Palik
he's
right behind him going, no, no.
Exactly.
as you make your way down, Sildren, you are looking for trouble. You don't see anything. Make a perception roll.
Perception. Ooh, that's a 42.
With a 42, you sense a build up of sounding of an energy of a and a huge blast of energy comes flying out, directly hits you, absorbs straight into you a tremendous amount of energy protecting this system, and this city strikes Sildren, and Sildren the Elder Druid is struck dead.
What? Dead? How many points was it?
Unsubstantiated amount of points, beyond amount of points.
Wait.
Told you.
Wait.
I might have a reaction somewhere. That
Meow! I think I heard a meow! I think I heard a meow!
What happened? happened?
Yeah. So Yaru will.
What,
And
what's Zero doing?
Is there a saving throw?
No.
an ally remains conscious at 1 hit point, but wounding condition still increases by 1.
No. This is straight death.
What?
What's the full text of the thing?
You're dead. This would be Bally's purview then.
Yes. Molly, can you help me remind whether the spells and the reactions
Oh, wait.
Yeah, no.
No?
Yeah,
Put
no.
my phone down.
So what happens right now is one of the Aeon stones that Sildren has had the entire time takes in the excess of that magic, turns gray and falls into dust, and Sildren is not dead.
Palik, you're pulling his dead body out in shock back into the main area, and then he just starts blinking and coming back to life. Chris, gain a hero point.
That puts me at 4.
What are Sildren's hit points?
We'll say 1.
Yeah, because
Okay.
it doesn't. It just prevents me on
On death,
when I would
upon
normally
death.
die, and it's taken 80 sessions to get there.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then give Bali a wounded level to Sildren. Sildren still lives.
Give Bally a wounded level to Sildren.
Bali gives Sildren a
Oh, okay.
wounded level.
do you have
Yeah, I'm wounded. 1.
a marker? Oh, can I get your marker for your?
Oh. And that's for erasing.
All right. Sildren, you are alive. The group is stunned.
Amazing.
Oh my god! I don't believe in. What do you?
I told you it was foolish.
Oh my god, Christopher's killing this.
How are you still alive? I don't care. You're with me now. And drags Sildren back.
Sildren's on his feet.
We don't go into this room anymore.
Oh,
So
glad
you
I
want to
didn't need to prepare
go
anything for that.
ask around town or something? Like I said. Huh, Sildren, you dummy.
You look like you're worse for wear. I should probably heal you. Do I need to stab him?
You can. And that would
At the one
require
hit
him
point.
to roll a d8 before.
Yeah,
and
that would be
risk
really
killing him
bad.
Again.
That'd be really bad.
Probably not the right one. All right, I'll try something else.
He's a dying fool.
You
right
have
now.
you have 5 healing spells remaining.
All right, I will cast a heal
A heal on Sildren.
on Sildren.
You guys are still in this underwater chamber. The left corridor continues to make that grinding, clicking noise, starting and stopping. Middle corridor has 3 lights in the darkness, glowing brighter, and the right corridor has an electric static charge that ebbs and flows.
We have discovered that the left corridor is not the correct one.
I think all of them are going to be just as deadly. That might be my inner Bally talking.
And it might be my inner Sildren talking, but I believe that too.
Xander tries really hard to convince Sildren not to go in another one.
Not worth it. All right.
I think I should have done that. Since I cannot die.
Don't you dare.
I need to put a theory to the test.
I believe we need to seek knowledge that we do not yet have.
I agree.
I will actually give a hint to... You guys have your own notes, though, right?
Yeah.
I'm taking a gamble here. I will give a hint to... I'm going to choose one of you. I'm going to choose Chris. look at your earliest notes. Early. You still have them?
Not with me,
All right.
no.
Never mind.
Let's head back to where we were and inquire as to how we get to this domed part of the city.
Yeah, I can find that out. No problem. People like me.
I can also help you with the hobnobbing.
Sounds good. Let's hobnob.
All right.
So I guess we're gonna swim back out, go back up.
How do we go back up?
Yeah, good question.
Same way we got down here, we swim our asses off.
Well, we
How
jumped
far-
off an 80-foot bridge, so
How far do we have to swim to get to shore?
A mile. No, half mile, sorry. Yeah.
Doesn't
half
someone have a boat?
Yep.
That would be Palik.
Don't look at me.
That would be Palik.
I have a boat.
In your bag of holding.
I have a bag of holding. I have a bag of holy shit. Palik, while we get up to the water surface,
You all
and
swim up, catch your
unfurl-
breath on the surface of the night ocean.
and unfurl this boat.
You flip open a boat like some sort of inflatable emergency raft, and out comes this
I've got a corn hat I could put on.
this craft with three distraught ghosts upon it. Oh! And they all appear, and you guys clamber aboard and are making your way back towards the Isle City part, yes?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Also, I do have a moving castle. I know time is of the essence, but if we need to sleep,
Yeah.
If you need to sleep and I need to meditate, that is a possibility.
All right. You guys make your way back to the city, and what are you doing?
I'm gonna hobnob around to find out how to get into the domed area.
Okay.
And Master Yaru will assist him.
You guys can make a you can make a society or make a society roll. Yeah.
37.
40?
With the best of the information, Master Yaru, after talking with several people for a couple hours, an hour or so, you're able to get some information, and the most you can get is information you already have, and that there is a master control room for the generator that is hidden somewhere in the bay, and that there is a master controller who controls it all. But they know nothing.
Nobody comes in and out of the dome.
No. Oh, and the dome was put up several weeks ago. Some infighting within the assembly, some big concerns, but no one knows exactly what it was about.
I believe we have found the control room, but the controller is who we seek.
Well, how do we find him?
Maybe that middle corridor? But I don't want anybody else to die.
This is where I come in.
Tim's starting to sweat a little bit.
Here she does the
All
thing.
this shit talking's gonna come back at you.
Listen, if I gotta hear
Most
this
of the
Yaru,
time, Tom makes episodes for us. This is an episode for Tom.
Yep. um.
Come on, children, you're supposed to know this stuff.
For a control room, for the...
We're not finding anything amongst the lesser wizards on this side of the city.
Well, if there's nothing else that we can do, then we should probably find a place to rest. Regain our health and our strength.
Is that dome that is in the middle of the bridge that goes to the other... to the main island? Does that dome... can we go around it in the water?
Well, it's several mile wide dome
But
over
we-
the city.
Over the city.
Over the the city that's on the land.
Anyone have episode
Okay.
6 notes?
Yeah.
That's where I'm.
Like Adventure 6 or like Session
Episode
6?
6. The only thing I'm seeing that makes me say that is the words Callie and Varro in my notes.
That might be before Sildren joined. That was probably when
He just said earliest notes. He didn't
Yeah.
say anything about Sildren.
I assume it would have been Sildren's.
He said, Chris, check your earliest notes.
If we cannot find the controller,
Going back
controller
to Sildren.
needs to find us.
Jesto the Jester.
How do we make that happen?
And is that a good idea? Are we trying to get their attention in a bad way? So they'll zap us some more? How do we make it known, Mr. Elder Druid, that we need their help?
We must rest as it is. Perhaps we rest in the control room. It sounds like there needs to be some repair done in the generator area. He must be returning eventually. What other choice do we have?
Well, I'd like a bed.
We can go down another corridor.
A little more cautiously this time.
I can detect magic. No.
That's not how you do that, says Jeremy.
It's a good try. It's 4 out of 10.
What do you want to do?
We need to head back.
Yeah.
Our answer is below the water.
Yeah.
In that case, that's 6. That's, help me with math, 18. That's
The
another
86.
14.
What are you doing?
I'm casting the heal.
Oh, okay.
On children.
So you guys are making your way. You're making your way back to the generator area.
Yeah.
All right, you go back out over the bridge. It's getting late into the
It's
morning
100
time, still dark.
plus 4d10.
We punch in the GPS coordinates.
And you dive off the bridge and swim on down, and you are wet and back in the generator area of that small stone building with the 3 passages.
100
Christian's kicking a dolphin off of him as he comes through.
Yeah.
Now do 50 to someone else.
And 50 more to who else's hits? Xander?
Sildren has 1 hit point.
You've got.
Oh, that's who it was going to. Sorry, children. 127 to you.
Xander has 117.
Is anyone else weaker than that?
Do that.
And more, 50 more to Xander.
Shall we rest?
I say we rest.
Okay.
So we're in like a mud room before 3 corridors.
Correct.
And
Sure.
We're gonna sleep for 8 hours.
Yep. We're gonna sleep until the controller gets there.
Or the air runs
I mean,
out.
They're
I mean, that's a pretty big assumption.
yeah. This is not what Piercy wants to do.
While they're setting up for resting and whatnot, Palik would like to, what's it called? It's very cool. Reconstruct the scene
Nice.
and see if there's been activity, movement down here, and how many, and any clues as to what kind of movement down here would be going on.
Sure, I can just tell you right off the bat, you can sense there has been a disturbance of wet footprints that look like a small humanoid goblinish creature in this area. But you cannot tell which corridor, unfortunately.
Damn.
No.
I found goblin prints.
You detect magic at the doorway that's keeping the water at bay, but that's it.
Okay.
It looks like somebody was dragged away here moments ago.
All right, you guys rest for the night. get back all your hit points then. You get back all your resources, spells, and the like. You also lose some conditions. I think everyone had a drain that goes away.
I had wounded.
And a wounded level, 1 each goes away.
That was already gone.
No, I had another one.
The woundeds go, but the drains did.
Drain's already gone. All right.
Drains were open.
You guys wake up the next day refreshed. It is weird seeing sunlight come in through this warbling wall of water and knowing there's an ocean above you. No one has come or gone while someone's been on guard the entire time. You feel fresh, but nowhere closer to your goal of through this magic dome.
I say we go down the middle corridor with the lights.
It is risky.
They're all going to be risky. We found that out already. And Yaru will start heading down cautiously.
Yaru, you're heading down a corridor?
Mm-hmm.
Which corridor are you heading down?
With the 3 lights.
Okay. Yaru takes the first few steps, going cautious and cautiously.
Before we get too far,
Before he dies.
Sildren wants to activate his headband of inspired wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
Once per day, he can, when considering a course of action, I get a gut feeling about whether it's a good idea.
It's
And I
the
gain
augury spell.
I gain the effects of an augury spell.
Good call.
Maybe don't do that, is all the spell does.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's like, yes, do that, or no, don't do that.
And so,
It
yeah,
saves Xander's
Sildren wants to get a gut feeling on if we should go down the middle corridor or not.
All right. I make a flat check is what I do on that spell. And it, which one? The middle one?
Yes.
The results will be good.
Okay. I believe that Keth will bless our steps down this pathway.
All right.
Well, I don't trust Kath. And Malik is going to be scouring that hall for traps and whatnot and checking the route.
Okay, please check
Types
it.
of level 2 locks.
My question, though, is who is first?
Malik.
Palik is going first. Palik, checking for traps. Make a perception roll. As you get a little further and you're approaching the spot where Sildren got equivalent in this corridor.
Oh, okay.
Perception
It's
roll.
like I'm not trying to do the same thing. 30, 43. 43 is the number.
You see nothing unusual other than the fact that you have gone way farther than Sildren has towards this control room corridor thing.
Right.
And you keep going, and you keep going.
I wave for them to come up, and
The group comes and follows, and you go down this corridor. The 3 lights fade away and open up into another room about 150 feet down. Opens up to another chamber. This is a chamber about the size of a large house. It has tons of magical dials and levers all over multiple walls, easily 100 of them. None of them labeled. They look like those crazy old U-boat pictures, if you've ever seen those, with bazillions of dials and stuff on there. There is a door to a small room off to the side that's open, but in here is a strange, awkward, crooked-shouldered homunculus standing here. And it says, "Oh, hello! Welcome!
Peepadie!
Peepadie! You're not supposed to be here!"
Well, we have to be here. We have to come in.
We are
and-
here in order to speak with the assembly.
how's it feel, Chris?
We are the defenders of Ren. We have urgent business that will ultimately decide the fate of the world. We must speak with the wizards of the assembly.
Ooh, sounds important!
Yes. Is it possible that you can get us into the city so that we can speak to them?
No, I can't.
There must be a way.
Elder do it.
Palik is
you
looking around
doing?
the room for anything valuable.
All right, Palik's scanning of the room.
Piercy is looking for maybe like either, if not the biggest knob, kind of centering in the room. Yeah.
That's a competition, my
yes, it is.
friend.
That's another episode
All right.
title. But anything that might look like the goblin creature is maybe close to, kind of protecting, encaged, and
The red
anything.
button underneath.
Yeah,
the,
like an
one of
obvious
the,
big red button
Yeah.
type of.
All right, you're keeping your eye
Glasses.
out for that. The goblin is watching you closely, Piercy. I don't know touching the buttons. Only my master can touch the buttons. I will bite you if you try to.
And where is your master?
He's nearby.
Can you summon him for us?
Because you want in? He doesn't like strangers.
Because I am the elder druid, Sildren.
Fine. You stay here, and I'll go get the master. Ah! Walks away.
Oh, please let him put on an outfit.
He just left.
Where's he going? He goes like. Into
Is he supposed to do that?
Piercy, do not touch
These
anything.
knobs. Here's the master.
Hello.
What are
mas-
you doing in this chamber?
We seek entrance into the city so that we can speak with the assembly.
Prove to me you are truly the defenders of the world.
How would you like us to do that?
Yes. Oh, I mean, yeah.
I can regale you with stories of our heroics. I can show you the scars that we've suffered at the hands of our enemies defending this realm. I can plead to Keth to give you divine knowledge and understanding of who we are. Only you know what will be convincing if you will tell us how we can show you.
Fine. Make me something tasty to eat right now.
Something
Whoa.
tasty to eat right now.
Hey, what kind of tasty are you looking for?
Don't keep the master waiting. Make it tasty.
Right.
Who has the
The thing from the early level.
yeah, with the scent? It's
the
like
peach. The
is that
universe-
gone?
Yeah, the biscuit.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Doesn't somebody have prestidigitation?
No,
or
wait,
like-
no, hang on.
Prestidigitation won't do it.
Well,
That's
I
clean.
wasn't there for that, but I believe that Xander once had a cookie that
Hey,
he got on Mage North
Yaru
Tower.
will go up
Yeah.
with a handful of berries and hand them to the master.
All right.
Ugh,
They are,
gross.
He gets two
They
berries.
are resistance berries.
Ugh, I'm puking. Ugh.
So when he eats these, he will feel both very warm and very queasy,
Don't do that.
as he has eaten the blue and the green resistance berry. So he now has resistance 5 to cold and poison acid damage.
What's the worst thing? What's the worst thing about adventuring with a little puny mouse guy?
What do you mean?
What's so bad about why is it so bad the adventure with the puny mouse guy?
While our swashbuckling friend is far from puny, he is quite brave. We do sometimes have difficulty understanding him. It has made for some interesting moments in our adventures.
I my demands to make me happy right now.
Okay. Piercy will. He has a ability called Aerobatics Mastery. So Piercy will do some flippin', swippin', thwippin' all over the room. He will jump on all of the tiniest knobs and like free solo rock climb up the wall and backflip onto the chandelier, jump onto your head, bounce off of it without hurting you at all. Do everything, land, and take his tricorn off. Give a huge bow. I thank you.
Very fine. Tell me a funny joke.
Okay.
Xander.
Come on, Xander. Xander, you can do it. You've got plenty of jokes. Remember your favorite.
said.
The igloo, Xander.
Remember the octopus. Remember the octopus, Xander.
How many tickles does an octopus get? Tentacles.
It's a good one. Right?
No. No. Sing me your favorite song.
Piercy?
Anyone.
Oh, anyone? Okay. I think Yaru should sing him a song.
Oh, I've got one. I would walk 500 miles. And I would walk 500 more. Just to be that man who'd walk 500 miles to fall down at your door.
Da da da. Da 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 da.
Do you know the words? Yeah.
Join us.
Da 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 da.
I'm actually partial to Rap God, but
Not good enough. Must be an original song. Original song.
We have to cut that out of the
Copyright infringement.
No, it's a sample. It's fine.
It's a parody.
Do we need another song? Is it not it?
No.
Hey, Piercy.
Just sing me your song,
Piercy.
but two of you at the same time.
Piercy.
Oh, great.
I think there's a bot you need to.
Say again?
There's a bot you need to deal with.
Sorry, I'm at a moment.
Anyone up for a duet?
I once saw a king whose name was Feyan.
He was the great king of Navarre.
We visited him many times and helped him get his throne.
He has a faithful guard named Piercy Van Skeetenlever, a great rat swordsman.
But we don't say rat.
We say Yosoki, or else you'll be forbidden.
It's more of a sung poem more than song, really. But not a whole lot of abacab in that
Fairly
one.
free form.
It's like a Zexan haiku, really.
Fine, I'll let it go down, but you have until tomorrow until I close it down. Again.
We must wait until tomorrow before you close it, or we have until tomorrow.
No, you have until tomorrow. Just get you open it, and then one day I'll close it.
Understood.
You're very kind.
We are very appreciative of your kindness and trust.
And then I disappear into the chamber.
All right, Tommy Green playing the master. Good job. High five. All right.
I was waiting for drinks of Tranya to be delivered.
He says as a reward immediately, I'm eating pretzels. Well-earned pretzels. The master opens up some dials, pulls some levers, and that door I mentioned, he motions through before he fades away, and you guys are able to walk on through. As you walk on through, you approach a large room that has machines that are grinding away and pumping away, and there's zapping magical energy. It's a mix between machine and magic, and it's a big open room within this area. As you make your way through it, you can see there are some big gears above you that are slowly moving on each other, and all of this has this big apparatus of the magical dome that is protecting the city. As you get close, the master who lets you through and is letting you get through for 24 hours through this barrier has not stopped everything. And even though he's disappeared, he is somewhat keeping an eye on you somewhere, somehow, as you approach an ancient old protector of this machine, as a large mechanical titan comes out, stomping across and stomping towards the group, and is defiant to allow you to pass. It says something, but it does it in this mechanical whiny noise that you've never even heard before. Has a giant metal pick for a weapon, like a miner's pick, but designed as a weapon. And it is a tall titan and comes swinging it down at the group. And we will stop there for tonight.
All right.
So thank you everyone for tuning in. Thank you for the heroes with taking on each other's characters. Thank you to our special guest star, Tommy. Very excited, very interesting adventure, and we'll look forward to seeing what happens next time.
Good night, everyone.
Bye.
Good night.
No offense.